12, and we're live. Welcome back to the Invictus Stream. My name is Harlan. I'm here with my very good friends Chris, Justin, and Michael. And we're here with game number 5? Game 5 of our Dragon Age series. If you want to watch 1 to 4, please do on our YouTube channel, the Invictus Stream. We have all the previous games there, and maybe we might do like a little bit of a summary video too at one point. I was thinking about doing something like that. But yes, thank you for joining us. We have plenty of other videos on our YouTube stream as well to please watch and join us every Wednesday for role-playing games. And we're going to throw it off to Justin to do a little bit of a recap of what happened last time on Dragon Age.
Okie dokie. So, our adventurers found a passage through the spine of the Frostbacks, and they went through. It's like a wind tunnel, and their leader Renner, the NPC, actually slipped on a patch of ice and cracked his head. And as they were trying to find shelter from the wind in this passage, they were ambushed by some cannibalistic barbarians. Avarians, and after a grueling battle, they overcame the enemies and killed them pretty brutally, I think, at the end.
Grinner
got his first hit, I think, at the end of the encounter. Yeah, it was pretty gruesome. So they beat these barbarians, and then they found a tunnel leading into one of the mountains. And this tunnel had like cobblestones all around, which is, weird to see in the middle of a mountain. And they went to bed, they packed up, went to sleep for the night. And when they awoke, Renner was gone. So he woke from his coma, I guess. And what happened after that, guys?
The idiot walked into the long, dark tunnel that felt a little like the Fade. Isn't that what we surmised, that it felt a little off?
We're all very apprehensive about sleeping there.
Well, especially you and me. We were streaming. I think it was Imogen.
Absolutely. I slept in there with Gil and Renner.
Yeah, well, look how that turned out. Because Renner woke up in the middle of the night, got himself
stuck behind a cutlass. Or cutlass? Porkless. Porkless.
Either way, it was 100% his fault.
Some pork chops.
Porkless.
We're not going to say 100%.
It wasn't the fact that I stepped on the thing that caused the gate to come up that sealed it. It was his fault, and only his fault.
Yes. So yes, Renner is trapped behind a portcullis. There's no way to pull it down that they can see. Not on this side. Renner wasn't able to find anything on the other side, and so the adventurers have to find a way around the portcullis. That's like the word of the day now.
Which side is Gil on?
Gil is on your side.
Okay.
He's on your side with.
Of course, Gil is on our side.
What was that, Mike?
We still have a pack mule.
Yes, you still have the pack mule.
Named Gil.
That's all we really care about. Do we still have someone to carry all of our shit?
Just a question, actually. What are your characters' opinions of Renner and Gil?
I never thought about this.
We'll start with Grinner.
I like Gil. I think he smokes a little too much. Renner, I do not like too much at this point because he's made a few silly mistakes. He slipped on ice and knocked himself unconscious. But more so, there were a few times where I wanted to kept pressing. Well, remember we wanted to kept pressing through the snow, and he kind of vetoed it and said no. And I think when we were teaching the young family how to hunt as well, he was kind of like, I don't see where you're going with this. And then during the fight in that old man's house, he wasn't really into it either. So those points kind of made his opinion. Gil is an old friend, so he's still cool with me. But Renner right now, he's not my favorite person.
All right, what do you think, Penth?
I think Penth does not trust Gil based on the way he fights and the way he's been acting. It's kind of shady. He's always off to the side somewhere and smoking his pipe suspiciously, and he'll kill the guy with the dresser, which doesn't, would be fine if he said that's what he was going to do. But he first started by shooting at him through the rafters, which is really, really chicken shit. So he doesn't respect that. But as far as Renner goes, he's paying me to do this, so I have respect in that way.
Cool. And Imogen?
Well, absolutely. Renner's always been like a father figure to me. So regardless of whether or not as a group we've agreed with his decisions, I still respect where he's coming from on those decisions. Because again, when he didn't want to press on, it's because he and Gil were tired and they were worried about overexposure and that sort of stuff. They wanted to get camp set before too dark. So again, I could see their side of it.
Great.
Unfortunate, again, that he did get himself trapped, as we are led to believe. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for him. Again, he was the first human that I met that I could actually trust and tried to look out for my best interests, even at risk of his own.
Cool.
As for Gil, again, I've opened up, but again, still a human I don't necessarily trust.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, that's great. It's good to hear some perspective from your characters. So it's daytime.
Do we want to mention real quick that we leveled up?
Yes, you leveled up. And yeah, why don't you guys do a just quick recap of what you guys did with your characters?
Michael, why don't you go first?
Alrighty, I got a whopping 1 hit point extra, but fortunately I do have a +1 in Constitution, so I now have a total of 28 health. That's very exciting. I increased my magic score by 1, so now I have a +3 to magic, and I took the spirit focus. So I'll have a +5 whenever dealing with spirit spells, which would be my Mind Blast and my Walking Bomb. The spell that I took as my level 2 mage was Drain Life. What it does is it causes 1 to 6 +3 penetrating damage, and I heal by that same amount. I was going to go with a party sort of buff thing to try to be more useful to the group, but I actually took this one because, again, I kind of like the way my character is
Useless.
trying to be a good guy, but keeps getting all these like really kind of mean spells.
Yeah.
And again, it's not necessarily a flashy one. It still, to me, feels like it would be a subtle one.
Definitely.
But yeah, he seems to be getting all these like really like, some might say
spells.
evil inclined spells, but
Dark magic.
But he says he's a good guy.
trying to be a good guy.
If you're such a good guy, why do you keep killing people?
Anyway, that would be the sum of my leveling up.
Chris, do you want to do yours?
Sure. I was lucky enough to roll a 6 on my d6 for hit points, so that moved me up with my Constitution to 8 more hit points. So I'm now sitting at 44 total hit points. I decide for my ability scores to increase my strength to plus. Now it's at a 3 instead of a 2, which would allow me to handle a two-handed sword eventually, which is awesome because it does 3d6 damage. I just need to get my hands on one. DM. And then what else? And then I was thinking about taking for my ability. The one I was given automatically was a cunning military lore, which I think makes sense with my character. He would be aware of strategies and that type of thing in the past and weaponry. And then the focus that I picked was heavy blades. And again, I could have gone with a long like bows and stuff, but that is against my character. So I might have chosen might, which could have probably been useful for us trying to lift up this gate to get Renner out, but that would have been metagaming. So that's what I chose.
I didn't even think of how might would have helped the gate thing. That would have been really useful.
Yeah.
I rolled only a 2 for my health boost, but added with my Constitution brought me up to a total of 36 hit points. So that's good. I added 1 to my Dexterity bonus, giving me a total of 2 for my Dexterity, which should help with me shooting a bow. Hopefully I can hit someone. But I also took the bow's focus, meaning that I will get an additional +2 to every time I use a bow, meaning that I should be getting a +4 to hit. So we should be good from here on out. And then part of my level 2 rogue skill was that I could do pierce armor for only 1 stunt point, as opposed to the regular 2, which means we're going to be piercing a load of bitches.
Well, I can't wait. Now, actually, that kind of sounded weird. Piercing
Yeah, you can't wait for me to pierce.
Anyways. Yeah, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing how your newly leveled up characters play out. Now, if you remember from last time, you guys tried to pull down the portcullis with all of your might, all working together.
Shit, I was trying to lift it.
Me too, actually.
No, it actually went up. It went. So you guys were pulling it the wrong way. You could try again. But you did find there was an area of the hallway that stunk. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was a potent odor coming from one spot in the hallway, and you went and investigated, and there was a small opening, maybe about a foot high at the bottom, at the floor, and actually there were 3 of them spaced out along this hallway, and the one that you found has some broken bars.
Yes, a dungeon below. And did we throw a torch down? I know we wanted to.
Yes, we did.
I thought so.
You threw a torch down. Okay. So the torch down at the bottom, you see a room illuminated. It is a dungeon, exactly as you expected. There looks to be lots of grime on the walls. And
just piles of treasure.
Piles of treasure. No, not in this room.
Nothing but gold?
No, you guys...
Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch is lying on the straw bed at the bottom. Yeah, and that's all you can really see right now. Benedict Cumberbatch isn't actually there, I should.
Can we hear anything? Can I roll a perception?
Of course.
And power die was the middle one?
Yes.
Yes.
I clicked 3, but I only see 1. Does anyone else only see 1 on my screen?
Yep.
I only see 1.
2 more.
Oh.
Me too.
Oh.
I did a very good roll.
Okay.
I
So,
want to use it.
you don't really hear anything except...
Is that how you listen?
That's always, well, because...
Watching sound? It works in waves.
It sounds kind of like rotten flesh.
Listen, you smell that?
Yeah. So, I mean, other than that, you feel a slight rumbling.
But I don't perceive anything else? And what I mean is by, everything. Do I smell anything? Do I hear anything? Is there anything moving?
Complete perception, no. You don't see any movement. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary, except for the howling wind at the opening of the hallway.
All right, I jumped
One
in.
with the broken bars.
Whoa.
Does that look like one that I could squeeze through?
Oh, definitely. You could all squeeze through them. The broken bars, they've definitely rusted from all the snow that's blown in and melted. They've rusted, and yeah, if you can't get in now, you could break a few bars away.
I jump in.
It's about 25 feet high. Sorry.
Oh.
You jumped.
Well, if I had known it was 25 feet, I would not jump in. I will lower myself down with a rope.
Okay.
And I will tie it to one of the other entrances.
All right. So as soon as you start to lower yourself down, you realize that it is very dark in here, except for the torchlight. Doesn't look like it's seen light in a very long time. And you lower yourself down onto the straw bed that Benedict Cumberbatch was lying on. But it was just a vision.
So it ends up being nothing. I put my feet down.
Yeah, it was like an oasis.
All right, so I light another torch off the torch that I left there, and I pick it up, and I take another perception, I guess.
Okay. And meanwhile, Penth and Imogen are still at the top.
Yeah, and we're discussing whether or not we want to go down or just leave him here because, group dynamics-wise, our leader didn't actually talk to us and say what he wants to do, so... Really,
well, I would have said, let me go down and scout ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
And if not, then I turn up and say, let me scout down here before lowering everyone out.
Okay, so perception.
Yes.
Is that it there?
Yeah, that's a 2, 5, 2 plus 1. So 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you get to the bottom, you do realize that it's colder down here, and you can actually see your breath. And looking around the room, doing inspections, you see one door. If you guys want to open up, roll 20.
I'm opening roll 20 now.
I'm opening roll 20 now. I'm opening roll 20 right now.
I'm opening roll 20.
I'm having surgery right now and loving it.
All right, so we're just waiting for Michael. So, yes, looking around the room, you notice just a straw bed. It's very simple, and there's some just a pile of, it looks like slop on the ground by the door. There is a door, a heavy wooden door with a portcullis with iron bars, and these bars don't seem to be rusted over. And looking through the other side, it's completely dark. You have no idea what's out there. And what did you roll again on your perception?
10.
10, okay. And that's all you see.
Okay, but this room looks secure. I mean, I can see the door and the four corners, and
Yes, it definitely looks secure.
there's nothing else on the floor. Like if I do a quick walk around, I just want to make sure this room's secure before telling me to come down.
Okay. Yep. You're just looking at the floor?
Well, walking around. I'd walk around the perimeter, I guess. I mean, how large is this room?
It's about 15. No, let's see, 12 feet, 12 yards wide, and it's about 12 by 12.
So if I'm standing on one wall, so basically I can see all four walls, right?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Okay.
Calm down. What's making the smell?
I'm assuming the smell is stronger from the door.
Yep, it's stronger from the door. Definitely when you reach the slop by the door, it is smelly there.
Okay.
And that bucket in the corner of the room that you saw as well, it's filled with feces.
Okay, so I explained to him, it looks like an old prison cell. There is a large wooden door keeping us this room secure. If you want to come down, we can investigate. But there's no need to. If you'd like, I can go try to find a way around.
Yeah, me and Aylar kind of look at each other and go, yes.
I definitely go down. I'm curious.
Well, is there any way out of the room? There's no sense us all going down if there's no way beyond.
There is a door to leave this room, yes.
Can you open it?
I don't want to in case there are ghouls on the other side, but I can listen to it. Give me a second. So I'll go up to it and put my ear against it to make sure I'm not dying.
Okay, so do a perception listen.
11.
You do not sound like you're dying.
The door answers you.
11, that's it. What's your...
12.
12, okay. So you hear, it sounds like a breeze go by. Oh, whoosh.
There's an evil breeze down here! I call, can I jiggle the handle without opening the door or drawing attention to myself? I just want to check if it's unlocked.
Yeah, you can check the door. It is locked.
It is locked.
Yeah.
Is it pickable?
Yep, it is.
Well, then I walk down to the opening and say, there is a door here. It is locked. I feel confident that one of us can pick it open. Seeing as this is the only way through...
And I slide down. Yeah, I slide down.
Okay, well, I didn't need to finish my thought anyway.
No, you didn't.
And then I'll go over and start trying to pick the door, I guess.
Okay. So while he's picking the door, what are you guys up to?
Does anyone have a higher cunning roll? I'm assuming it's cunning, or is it dexterity?
Dexterity, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was going to say, aren't you the only one that's actually trained in it as well? You're a rogue and all.
True. I don't know. Do you need to be trained in it?
But
You can get a focus in it, but you don't need to be. You've picked
So
lots
anyone can
before.
try?
Yep. Well, yeah, anyone could.
I have 2 dexterity anyway, so it makes my sense.
I have 3 dexterity. I can try.
Do you want to try it then? Sure.
I might as well.
But I'm already here. Let me try it. No, I failed.
Right, because do we have the rope hanging just in case we need to get out?
Yes.
Yep, rope
I
is
can
still
stay by the rope in case I need to scramble my way out.
Okay.
And I'll walk back beside Imogen while Penth picks the door.
Okay.
And I'll turn to Imogen and give him one of these looks.
I rolled a 17.
Okay, so after about 5 minutes of fiddling around with your lockpicks, you hear a satisfying click as the door's locking mechanism releases.
I've never done that before. It's so easy.
It's easy for me too.
I say it's unlocked. Shall we proceed? And I open the door as I ask the question.
So opening the door, you
Is our torch still going?
it makes a lot of noise because the hinges have rusted quite severely, and as you push it open, it goes. But it's intensified by the fact that it's surrounded by stone walls, and the acoustics of the area just let the sound reverberate and echo.
Fool of a took.
Fool of a toque, that's right. And you hear, after the sound dies down and finishes echoing, you hear another
Cave troll.
Belrog. Ooh.
Lunch.
But the door is open now, and it's
Lock it again. Lock it
darkness
again.
outside.
Quickly.
Do I just do it backwards?
The torch that we first threw down, is it still going?
It's getting low.
Okay, I will pick it up.
Okay.
So again, we've got the light source.
Well, I guess Harlan and you have a torch now.
Yeah, I'm carrying a torch as well.
When I hear that thud, I pull out my sword.
Okay.
I guess I'll do the same. I'll hand my second torch to Imogen and say, hold both torches, and I'll get my bow ready.
Look at me two fisting.
All right.
Yes.
Hope I don't need my hands to cast.
So you're
Do I?
standing at the door, ready.
Oh, you can use that as a wand. All right, I
And
move in.
I light one of my arrows on fire, and I fire it into the darkness.
Perhaps I should have a torch, being that I'm in the front.
Yeah. What did you do with your torch when you pulled your bow and arrow out?
He handed it to Imogen.
I hand it to Imogen. That's why he's
Oh,
two
right.
fisting.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I light the tip of my arrow, and I fire it into the darkness.
Okay, so it sails through the door, and you see it lights up this area and thuds against something at the end of the hall, but it doesn't stick to anything.
A wet thud?
No, like a ding ding ding.
Okay. I say,
But
well,
whatever
we have our
it
path.
impacted at the end. It impacted something that likely isn't wood.
Oh, maybe you killed it.
One shot. All right, Imogen, don't hold both torches. Here, I'll give one to Penth. You're one-handed swords, yeah?
Yeah, the bastard sword is, yep.
Yeah, you might as well take the other torch then, so you're not blind.
Okay, well, I will proceed down the hallway apprehensively.
Okay, so you've got a torch.
Yep.
All right. So stepping into the hallway, you see
Not a hallway at all.
a hallway, and but in the corners of the hallway, especially by this door, I'll ping it, especially by here, you see two bodies slumped in the corner, and they are skeletons. There's no flesh on them. They're wearing suits of armor, but there's no flesh on them at
I'd
all.
like to make a roll of my knowledge of any undead in the mountains and that type of thing,
Okay.
to see if I would know that type of thing. So, and cunning? Is that what I would add?
Yes, it would be cunning, probably nature lore or arcane lore.
Okay.
Arcane lore, I think.
So 14.
14. Okay, so you have heard tales, superstitious tales of bodies becoming animated.
I'm already pretty nervous, being that I feel like we're in the Fey area, which
Okay.
is already scary enough for me. So I'm going to run up and just try to cut their heads off.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Do you want me to
So,
fire a bow before you move, or fire an arrow? I could fire a bow, but then I wouldn't have my
I've
bow.
already just kind of run up. I was like, ah, ah, ah! Just run up and.
All right, I'll ready an arrow then while he's doing that.
okay, so you get another arrow ready while Penth runs into the hallway. Are you screaming like that?
It's yeah.
And I turn to Imogen Imogen, and I say, "Stay behind me."
Okay. So, Penth runs into the hall, whimpering, shouting, kind of a mix there, and just slashes at the skeleton and roll to see if you hit it.
Is it not a coup de grace?
Yeah, actually it is. So you manage to slash down and you knock its head off. It tumbles to the ground, making another loud clanking noise as it hits.
Don't worry, guys, they're dead.
Thank you, Ben.
Good.
I say, you know, I've heard stories of the dead rising in the Fae and taking people. I just wanted to make sure.
I
Wise
think
choice.
your nervousness was understandable, Penth.
Good job,
Nice.
sir. Good job.
I check for gold.
So you're searching the body?
Sure. Bodies.
Okay. So
I
you
would
don't.
chop both their heads off just to make sure.
Okay, so you chop the other guy's head off, and it tumbles to the ground. This time, are you more careful about it hitting the ground, or are you just doing it?
I don't care about noise.
Okay, it tumbles to the ground, and the helmet clanks around, making a lot more noise. And
I'm going to be watching the long hall
the long hall.
to,
Okay,
to the north, just so.
sure. Okay, so you're looking down there. You can't quite see to the end, but you think you can make out a doorway at the end.
I'll light another arrow and fire it off into the darkness while he's doing his thing.
Okay, so Penth, you don't really find anything of value on these two people. Their armor is rusted, and the spears that they were holding don't even really look like spears anymore.
Okay.
Okay,
I can go back with the group and watch as Grinner fires off the arrow.
so the arrow sails through the hall and connects with the wooden door. Immediately, boom, goes out. But you do get a glimpse of another skeleton lying on the ground, about here, about in the middle of the hallway.
Ping that one more time, sorry, because I wasn't screen sharing.
There you go, right there. So there's a body there. And you also see that this door, right across from the body, is open.
Can you ping roughly where we're standing?
Sorry?
Can you ping where we're standing?
You guys are standing, Imogen and Grinner are here.
Yep.
And then Penth, you're over here.
Oh, okay. I'll obviously regroup with them.
Okay. So you group together, look down the long hallway.
And I say, Penth, there might be cause for alarm coming down this hallway.
Why do you say that?
It rubbeth me the wrongeth way.
The hallway did.
It dideth.
Nope, that was me. Sorry.
Oh, carry on. But stay
Well-
behind me, young Imogen. Stay behind me.
Well, I guess I'll proceed. I guess I will lead the way.
I'll move up. I'll cover you. Makes more sense.
Okay. So Penth starts creeping up the hallway.
Can
I
I,
want-
be aiming or something? Like I want to be on him.
If the skeleton's there, I would kick it over.
Okay. So before you get to the skeleton, you're starting to get close. You're just about to swing your leg back when something reaches out. You feel your ankle is seized by something, and you look down and you see that underneath this door there is maybe a 5-inch gap where they'd be fed food.
Ah,
Something has reached out and grabbed your ankle. And this
Well-
thing has flesh on it.
is it like a pretty... I pull my leg away, if I can.
Okay, roll.
I shut out. Hello.
13?
13. Okay, so you manage to get your leg back, and the hand disappears as quickly as it appeared. And Harlan, your shout echoes in the hallway.
Did it look human? Did it look human, Penth?
It had fingers to grab.
Did it look more human than just fingers? Did it have skin?
Yes, it had flesh. It was not undead.
It was not undead?
It was living, yes. It was not undead.
Then I walk up to where Penth is with my bow still drawn past him and stand near the door, but obviously not where it can grab me. With enough reach, I guess, for however long that is.
I checked the body for keys.
Okay. So, we'll do the body first. The body, there aren't any keys on it. It does look like it's a guard of some sort. It's got the same equipment as the other two, but it's not carrying any keys on it. Okay, and so you're aimed at the doorway there?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk to the door.
I will not keep my back to the opening. So I will be aware of the space around me and make sure that I can't be blindsided.
Good call. And I still have an arrow drawn. And Imogen better still be behind me.
Okay, so
That would depend on where you are, because I don't want to have my back to the open door.
you want to have your back to...
Your back would be to where we came from.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Yeah. I just don't want you in front of me in case the light, you know. I want the light illuminating in front of me, not distracting in front.
Okay. So you say you're talking to the door, Grinner?
Yeah, if the thing coming out looked human, I would maybe it was only here a few years, or maybe it is undead, and I want to figure out whether it is. So I will talk to it, and I will roll a communication roll.
Okay.
And I say, "You there, you who reached out and grabbed my friend, are you alive in there? We have keys. We can let you out. I think maybe. We're looking now." And that's going to be what are we looking at? 15, right? Yes, 15 plus 4, so 19.
Okay. So, it's silent for a bit, and it's a deafening silence. And all of a sudden you hear a scratching coming from the other side of the door. And what's strange is the scratching seems to be moving from up downwards along the door.
So I then take one of the arrows out, and I drag my arrow against the stone, mimicking like a pattern, like, and I wait to see if the pattern is copied.
Okay. And you wait for a little while, and then you hear very faintly on the other side of the door,
I move up to Grinner and say, if there is some poor creature inside, he's been in here for years. He's probably too weak to speak.
But it shows that it might have intelligence, and Imogen might be able to help him. What do you think, Imogen?
Imogen, you have some skill in healing. Perhaps you could try to heal him.
Perhaps. However, I have nothing useful against the undead.
I think if even
However, I think we need to take the chance that we might be able to heal somebody.
Yeah, I think if even the chance someone in there is still alive, we need to save them. No one deserves a life like this. Looking around at the stained corpses, looks like no one's been in this dungeon for years. They could have been abandoned.
Yeah.
However, it could have been someone that just stumbled in like Renner.
I missed what everyone said.
Go ahead, Mike.
I just said it could be someone who stumbled their way in like Renner.
Definitely could have.
Renner?
I think we should open it. And then I say to the thing, I said, "Look, we want to help you out of here. We're going to come up to the door. Do not reach out, for we will be trying to open it to let you out. If you are who we hope you are, we are here to save you and help you. However, if you in any way show us any sort of hostility or evil nature of any kind, we will attack and we will kill you."
Okay. And after a pause, you hear his response.
Now, is that the sound, or is that a scrape?
No, it sounds like vocal cords of some kind.
Does
Gurgling.
it sound as evil as you made it sound, or does it sound more like someone who just can't talk?
I take my
It sounds like it
walking
sounded.
stick off. I take
Does
my
it
water.
sound like a bull who's having sex with an animal?
Hey, a cat.
Justin, I'll take my water skin off and pass it under the door and see if he takes it. I kind of kick it towards the opening.
Okay. So, so as soon as you slide it under, you hear a thud and a ripping noise, and then you see the water skin slides out back under the door, and it's just ripped to shreds.
Well,
That's not human.
I'm leaning more towards no now. But it clearly has some sort of intelligence because it mimicked. Now,
However, Grinner, if it is an undead, then it's a tortured soul, and we must set it free.
well, going by what we know of undead, or anyone can do a nature roll or whatever, do the undead have the capability to copy that? Like, I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, they do. They could just mimic it?
Mimic what? They
Undead
attack
unhealthy.
the waters.
Think of a
No.
vampire.
No, I mean mimic like the pattern that I like.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Vampires are undead.
I don't think
have
vampires.
intelligence.
I don't think vampires exist in this world.
Yes, they do.
Don't think.
Yeah,
so.
they probably.
I'm just saying, there's varied intelligence amongst the undead. Good chance of it.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do then?
I think we still need to open the door, see what it is, either save them by healing them, or save them by releasing their soul.
All right. But and again, meta out of context. Is this a world that has vampires in it?
You've never heard of vampires.
Okay.
Just again, though, did he mimic a pattern? He just was creeping down a door. He wasn't mimicking a pattern.
Well, he mimicked the same. I did it 3 times, and he did it 3 times.
All right, let's just open the door and see what's on the other side. Guys, get in the ready position. I'll open the door. You guys get a shot ready.
Okay, I'll head. I guess as far away back the way that we've already cleared to get
So
a
you're
shot.
standing closer to the original door.
Yeah. Well, whatever the best vantage point would be without leaving myself open to other people creeping up behind me.
Probably where the other door was. The only thing is you can't. He'd have to come out of the room.
All right. In this case, I'll just draw my short sword because a bow would not work in a hallway like this. At least in this encounter, should we get attacked.
I will have my torch and my quarterstaff ready to cast Arcane Lance.
I suggest we stack the bodies to give you guys some partial cover. You can lie them on top of each other so that way you can kneel and shoot behind them.
How big are they? Just like bones, though?
Yeah, but they have armor and stuff, so it'd be just kind of like difficult terrain type stuff.
Sure. If we want to do that.
It would probably take you guys about 20 minutes to drag the body. Well, maybe 10 minutes to drag the bodies over and stack them up.
To stack them properly, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot. We're not in any hurry, so I do it.
Okay.
Well, there is Renner who might be. Yeah. All right. Let's just do it.
Okay, so you guys stack the bodies in front of you as like a shield or a wall.
Just laying them like one on top of the other, so that they get maybe a foot and a half high, so that way he can kneel behind it. I don't know what's coming through that door.
I was going to use my sword.
Okay.
Because it's going to be so close.
Figure out a way to have the shield wall that we just made hold the torches.
Yes. Stick one of those
There are wall sconces.
Oh, well, that sounds like it. Are there torches in the wall sconces?
Well, there's a few missing, but yeah, there are.
Oh, well, let's light them.
Very,
Light
very
those on
old.
fire.
They're very old, so likely they won't burn as long as you may want, but yeah, you can light them.
Then I take away the. I don't do the thing with the bodies because obviously Grinner would have told me that he's going to be attacking with his sword. Therefore, we're not going to do it. Do I need to pick this lock, or can I just bash the hinges?
Either way, you can try either one.
I'm going to try picking the lock because it makes more sense that we might be able to want to close it again.
We need to shove that thing back in.
So 10.
Okay. So you aren't able to pick it this time. The lockpick jiggles around inside, but you don't hear a satisfying click
I
at
will
all.
take the
Do you want me to
handle
try?
of my, if you'd like.
I might as well try before, just in case.
Okay.
So that's 12, 13, 14. And what is it? Dexterity?
Yeah.
So 16.
16. Okay. So you hear a satisfying click as the door unlocks.
All right, and then I will make sure Penta's in front of the door to swing at whatever comes out, him being our heavy hitter. And then I will open the door and kind of take a step back.
Okay. So you open the door. It opens outwards as the first door did. And you look into the room.
Yes, we do.
And there's nothing there.
I'm looking up and down because I imagine, he was on the floor before and we heard the scraping from above kind of thing.
Okay. So looking up, it's about 25 feet high to the ceiling. There's shadows on the ceiling. There's some stalactites up there, and it's kind of hard to see if there's anything up there, but you think that you catch a glimpse of movement.
I say, be aware. There's, to the ceiling. Look above us.
So currently, Penth is in the room. Did you go in as well?
I'm not in the room. I'm not in the room. I'm
you
just,
just stuck your
just
head
in the threshold kind of thing. But I guess I can move in. Does it make sense for us to go in here? I'm not willing to risk my life.
No, I don't know what it is. What would it be like we climb on the ceiling? It's not human.
I don't think it makes sense to risk our lives to...
But it also didn't attack us immediately. All right, I'll walk in the room, and I look up to it, and I hold my torch up high, and I say, "Come down. We would like to speak with you if you have the ability to speak."
Okay. And you see a rock fling from the ceiling. A rock, like a pebble. And it hits the ground, and not nowhere near you guys. And then he throws it. Another rock falls from the ceiling, and eventually, about the fourth rock, it hits something metal on the ground.
So I bend down and I look at what's metal.
And it looks like a serving tray.
Oh, he wants to be
fed. Oh, wants to be fed? Okay, so I take some of my travel rations, my lumbus bread, and I put it on the service tray, and I push it over to that thing.
And you put it on, and you push it back to where it was, and you see... nothing. Well, you hear a screeching sound, and you can't tell. It doesn't sound human at all, but it does. You get the sense of disapproval.
I take a piece of the jerky that I have from the deer that we killed, and I put that on there instead.
I'm gonna go. In the meantime, I'm gonna go get that slop that we walked by in the first room. That was by the door. That was probably slid under the door to feed whatever was in there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go get some of that, and I'm gonna bring it.
Where are you going,
Grinner? I explained the exact same thing. Remember that slop that was in the food where the other one? I'm going to bring that here. I think that might be what it eats.
So as Grinner's going to get that, Penth, you hear like a strange marbly noise come from the ceiling. Whatever it is has a wide range of vocal ability. It sounds kind of like...
All right, I'm going to use a natural lore to try to guess the flora and fauna and see if I recognize it.
Okay.
Oh, let me try that again.
So that's a 12 plus your cunning?
Yeah, so a 15.
In all of your studies that you have done at the Circle of Magi, you can't think of a single thing that fits the description of this beast, whatever it is.
Yo, I got nothing.
I call it the Grinnerish. No, I call it the Pengrin. The Pengrin.
Yeah.
A Grimagen.
The Pengrimagen. The Pengrimagen! Alright, so am I back with the slop yet?
Yep, you get the slop, you bring it back to it.
And I take up my lambas bread, and I put the slop back down, and I nibble on my lambas bread and say, "You missed out, lad. You missed out."
All
I think
right.
we have to have like some sort of Invictus contest for anyone who is following us to go back through every episode and count how many times that Harlan uses the word lambas bread.
Lambas bread? There's nothing wrong with lambas bread.
I hope we get to the point where we have enough people watching that we get like recipes for lamb spread.
We can try it
Like
in
a
different routes.
I do love lambas bread.
They can send it to us in the mail.
Oh, by the way, while we're on that note, you can always tweet along and give us suggestions for what if you're like, "Hey man, don't eat lambas bread, it's gonna kill you," at Invictus Stream, the Twitter. Continue, Justin.
Awesome. And actually, to add to that, if you have any Dragon Age tips or facts about the lore of Dragon Age, we're always welcome to trying to make it as Dragon Agey as possible.
AKA no vampires.
You don't know that.
I know that.
Every culture has some sort of
There's
blood-sucking
no vampires in
They
Dragon
do have werewolves to a significant extent.
All right,
Werewolves.
and they would be
Vampires
intelligent.
everywhere, man.
I don't remember werewolves. What game are they werewolves in?
They were in the first one. And you go into when you're with the Dalish elves, the Dalish curse. And
Oh,
there's-
that's right.
Werewolves
yeah.
are a big part of the culture. I
Yeah,
remember.
you're right.
They are werewolves. You're right.
Okay, so you stick the slop next to the jerky, and you wait a few moments, and after about 25 seconds, you hear a scuffling on the ceiling. And at first, it's quick, and where you thought the beast was, actually, you hear the scuffle come from the back corner, and then it quickly is somewhere else. And then there's a silence again for a few seconds, and without even hearing anything, you see a shape moving down the far end of the wall and slowly creeping towards it, and its face and limbs are in shadow, and you just make out bright yellow eyes, and it's looking straight at you, its neck contorted upwards, not even looking where it's going as it's creeping down the wall. And when it reaches the floor, it goes up to the food and lets two sniffs out. And by now now it starts to eat, voraciously eating the stinky slop that was in the other room. And you can get a much better look at it now, and it is brownish. It's really grimy. Like, you don't know what color it is under all the grime and dirt and feces that it is in. This room stinks to high heaven, and there's piles and piles of crap. And
I pet it.
you reach out for it?
Is it shying away from the torch?
Yeah, to an extent, yeah.
Okay.
It looks very hesitant, but by the way it's eating, it looks like it's more hungry than it is afraid right now.
Okay, and I try to talk to it, and I say, "Can you understand me?"
And right away it looks up, and it's still eating, and you see his hands have very thick, sharp claws at the nails, and it just glares at you. And it has hair coming around the back end of it, and it's just slicked down and covered in grime as it just shovels the stuff into its mouth, but it glares at you, Grinner.
And I say, "We don't want to hurt you. We have no quarrel with you, and we have no reason to understand why you were locked up in this dungeon. We have all intention of setting you free if you can prove to be useful to us in finding our friend, and safe, that we can trust you. Do you feel like we can work with you?"
And it maintaining eye contact, grabs the pan that it was eating from, that is completely polished now, and just chucks it against the wall, and begins walking towards you.
Okay, I stand fast.
Okay, so it starts getting closer and closer to you, and
Is it
it's
crawling like
maybe
on its back legs? It's walking towards him.
no, it's crawling.
Okay.
Its nails are clicking on the ground as with every step, and it's looking up at you the whole time, and it's going back and forth between Grinner and Penth, and
I don't waver, and I use my courage because I have that as my only focus to
Okay.
stand there and just and I want to keep its gaze. I want it to come to me and not Penth.
okay. So roll your courage.
Pow, pow, pow. Because I propositioned it for help, or to help us. 11, 12, 13, and then 14, 15, because I have the focus in it.
There's a part of you that just wants to kill it, that just wants to just get rid of it and not worry about it. It's obviously not attacking you right now, so it would be the perfect opportunity just to kill it. But something deeper inside of you just tells you to stand fast and just see how this happens.
And I stand fast.
And it cocks its head at you and sniffs you.
What sense am I getting from it? Is it aggressive at all?
It is.
Like,
There's an intensity about it for sure. There is.
challenging us?
Is it challenging you? What do you think? You know what it's doing. What's your sense right now?
I think it could be a fear mechanism that he's doing, like trying to see how we're going to react. So I won't back down, but at the same time, I still have my weapon ready.
Okay. So you guys are standing there intently, waiting to see what happens.
Meeting its gaze.
Meeting its gaze.
Saying that I'm not threatening it. We need its help, but we're not backing down. We need to be proven that it can be trusted.
Okay. So it turns its head, maintaining eye contact, and gestures toward the door with its chin.
Wants us to leave.
I think it wants us to.
And then it starts walking towards the door.
Follow it.
Towards
Yeah, that's what I was going to go to. Let's go. I think if this thing knows where our friend can be, it might make it that much faster.
Okay, so leaving the door, the monster thing, whatever it is, turns left. And
I want to go back and grab some extra slop if there is any more.
okay, you don't see any more from where you took it all, and it rounds the most northern corner.
Okay. Then I follow. But
Okay.
I would pull Penth aside and say, Penth, if it should mislead us in any way, it will be the first to die. Trust me.
I know, I didn't. I follow it.
Okay, and Imogen?
Well, I'm sticking to my plan of hanging out behind Grinner.
Okay.
How you doing back there?
Biological shielding.
The ass doesn't smell too bad, does it?
I've been keeping it clean.
I washed it last week.
I've been keeping it clean with your lamba spread.
Oh, is that why my lamba spread tastes so fresh?
Okay, so as you can see, as you round the bend, you see some crates and some barrels, and that's what we've
From
got.
Crate and Barrel.
Crate barrel, and there's also a similar smell to the stench. And as you round the bend, you see the beast that's starting to pick up pace and runs towards one of the barrels, which is actually sitting on a trolley with wheels. And there's a big ladle inside it. And the beast grabs the rim of it and looks inside, and then picks up the entire barrel, crying out, and smashes it against the wall. And the barrel explodes. And the ladle falls onto the ground, clatters against the floor. And the beast looks like it's going into a rampage now. It's running over to crates and trying to rip inside of them. Chunks of wood are flying in the air. It's happening very fast. He's going into
what
a
are you
frenzy.
looking for?
Food.
More slop?
And it looks at you, and It's baring its teeth.
We let you out, and we fed you. Do you not think we'll help you find more?
I don't
We
think
wanna
you're
work with you.
reasoning with this thing. I think it's more animal than man.
Well, if it is, then we can always kill it. But
And when you say that about you can always find more, it looks like an idea crosses its eyes, and it runs to this door. Nope, at the top, this door, which is a double door, and he starts sniffing at the bottom of it, and he turns back to you. And then he starts scratching at the door, but it looks like this one is reinforced, and his nails aren't able to get through it.
I want to try animal handling on him. I don't have the bonus, but I want to try to, because clearly he's not human, as Pent said, or he's not reasoning. So I want to try an animalistic approach to him, like a yield. Like, you need to stop. We will feed you.
Okay, sure.
Communication.
Yep. Communication, animal handling, if you have it.
I do not, but I could have used it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And all I'm telling him is that he needs to yield because we want to help him get food.
Okay, so you try shouting at him, and you're shouting for a minute or two, and it doesn't look like he's responding, but eventually it looks like he tires, and he stops scratching at the wall, and he turns back to you, and he's still baring his teeth. He's obviously frustrated. He's been crying out this whole time.
And I say the same thing to him, but without the roll this time. Yield. We will feed you. Beyond that door. And I walk up. Is it locked?
It's locked, yeah.
Then I'm going to try to pick it right in front of him. I'm going to say, look, I'm going to try to open it. I'm going to pick it.
Okay, go ahead.
And I fail. And I say, Penth will pick it for you. Penth, come here. Come
Now, this lock, you do notice as you're trying to pick it, this is a complex lock. And it looks like you require a special key to get out. You figure that it is in place because if there ever was a jailbreak and someone stole the keys from a certain guard, that they wouldn't be able to get out.
So can Penth still pick it? Is it possible?
Looking at it, you don't think that it's possible for a stereotypical set of lockpicks to pick it.
Then I turn to the creature and say, we need a key. Look for a key and we can open this door.
And the beast cocks its head. And
I can try a communication roll if you think it'll help.
Nope, it seems to understand you. And then with an idea, it runs to the bodies, and it starts sniffing the bodies. And it's. Did you guys end up making that wall?
No.
No. Oh, okay. It's sniffing the bodies, and it's not even checking the bodies. It's just sniffing them.
So while it's doing that, I want to turn to Penth and say, I understand that you're pretty much at your wit's end with this, and I can tell that you're close to wanting to just end it. But I ask that if we can stay on it a little longer, it might yield a potential benefit to us.
I say he has the right to live as any of us do, but if he turns on us in the littlest, if he gets frustrated like that again, and I feel like he's a threat, he will be ended.
Can we agree that if he attacks any of us, then you can end him? I don't think idle threats from a creature that's been locked up for the possibility of years are anything more than idle threats. If he acts, I say we lay him down.
I will follow your lead on this one.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so the beast comes back, and it's searched all the bodies, and surprisingly, it shakes its head at you.
And I turn to it and I say, is there anywhere else that the key could be? Did they have a meeting room? Did they have an area? You must have been here for a long time. Did you hear them walk into any corridors that we could explore?
And obviously the thing is thinking. There's thought happening behind its eyes. And then it runs to the north wall and turns right around the bend where the barrels were. And it starts pushing aside crates. And it starts feeling the wall. It's tapping the wall in certain places, and it does that for a few minutes, and then it stops, and keeps looking at the wall and tries a few more, and
I walk up to where he's doing this, and I kind of like growl a little bit at him to kind of keep him away from me, and then I go, and I kind of look at the where he's looking to see if I see anything.
Okay, do a perception check.
Well, I rolled a 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so an 8. You don't see anything on the wall.
I say clearly this beast is insane. Then it's like,
I say, Pen, just chill for a second. Just take it down a notch. It's clearly trying to help us. It hasn't attacked yet. Might be
And
helping.
as you say it's insane, it growls at you.
I growl
Nice.
just back. I growl.
And I stand between them. And I stand between them and I say, look, fucking chill, okay? And I turn towards the creature again and I say, what are you looking for? Let me help you look.
And it's trying to pull at certain stones.
All right, so I'll do the same. 5, 10, 12, 13.
Okay, so after about 5 minutes of looking, you find a stone that is loose, a brick. And you pry it loose, and you realize that there is an alcove behind it, a very small.
And I reach in to feel it.
Okay, so reaching inside, you feel a bag.
How big is this alcove?
It's small. It's about a foot by a foot, like a square foot or cubic foot, I guess. You feel a bag, a satchel that has some jingliness to it, and feeling around some more, you feel a book.
Okay, so I grab both.
Okay, so
And I look at the creature and I say, I think we have your key. And
Okay,
I begin walking towards the door. And I kind of glance at the title of the book. Is there anything on it?
It doesn't have a name on it. You recognize that it's really old and it's severely water damaged. But just glancing through quickly, you see that there is still some legible words to it.
So I stop at Imogen, turning to him and kind of crouching a bit and saying, I think you'd be best suited to hold on to this if you are okay with that. And I hand him the book.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
And I go to the door and I grab the key from the bag and
It's okay, so you go to reach into the bag to grab the key, and you realize that it isn't a key inside. There's money, there's coins.
oh shit.
And you're like, okay, well, I don't need money right now. You're looking for a key, and you rifle around inside, and you don't find a key. It's just silver pieces.
Ah, great. So I turn to the creature and I say, nothing, silver pieces, and I hand the bag to Penth and I say, here, you like your money. And I say, do you know anywhere else there would be the key?
And the beast, it doesn't think so.
I'm
And
gonna
it
go
steps
over to the lock.
and starts. Okay.
I'm gonna go over to the lock and just see if I can see, because maybe it's the silver pieces that open it. See if there's like a slot, like you put in a coin.
Okay. Looking at it, the actual slot, it looks like a plus sign with a circle in the middle. The specific key that you would need would have to fit that description.
How many coins were there?
Roll 2d6.
7.
Okay, so there's 70 silver pieces inside.
Whoa, it's a big bag.
No, not that big. You can
we bash the door down?
like that.
What's that, Imogen?
It's quite the coin purse.
Hmm.
And did I thoroughly search the little alcove?
Yes, the alcove is completely searched. You're pretty confident that there isn't anything else that you'd be able to find there.
Can we bash the door down? Does it seem like it could give way if we rammed it?
It doesn't look like it. It's been reinforced, as I mentioned earlier, with iron on the inside, and it doesn't look like the hinges have rusted much.
I leave the money purse on the floor.
And when the creature was searching, did he check the room across from his that was open?
Nope, it didn't go in there.
So I turned to the creature. I said, "Did you check this room? Do you know what this room was for?"
And it kind of shies back and bares its teeth a little bit.
Could it be in this room?
Not aggressively. But
In the
you get
meantime,
the
I'm going to
impression
try
that
to
he's
sit
purposely
underneath
not
one of
gone
the.
in there.
I'm going to try to sit underneath one of the torches and leaf through the book.
Okay, cool.
See if I get an idea of what it's all about.
All right, so that's the reaction you get from the monster grinner.
Okay.
And going to Imogen, looking through the book, you actually see that it is indeed a very old book because it is written in ancient Tevene,
Yay! How convenient.
written by hand.
Yep.
And the beginning of the book, the pages are fine. And basically, the basis you get is that it's a journal. And the person describes how he just picked up this journal on the first page. That is, he just picked up this journal on his way here. This is his new post. He's not even sure if he's allowed to write about it. Everyone's very secretive here, but this is where he is, and he's been writing a journal for his entire life. So he's not going to stop now. And it talks about you get a sense from the way he's talking, the way he's writing, that this comes from many ages ago. This came from the Towers Age, which is the third age during the Third Blight.
Hmm.
Cool.
Okay, so that's what you pick up from that 5-minute segment of sitting down.
What's that book about?
I tell you, it seems to be a journal, sir, from one of the guards.
Stop calling me sir.
Yes, sir.
I said stop calling me sir.
Yes, sir.
You little prick. Stop calling me sir.
Yes,
We are
sir.
equals. If I need to count on you in my life, you do not call me sir. You can call me Grinner, or you can call me man, or you can call me nothing at all, but it will not be sir.
Yes, Grinner, sir.
You fuck.
I propose that we try going through one of the other openings. Crawling up the grate again and maybe trying one of the other ones.
Well, we haven't checked it. Okay, well, I'd say let's check this room first, and then
Well,
we'll go.
there's another open door. Didn't we not check that out?
No, the creature was afraid of it, so I tell the creature to stay out here or come in. I don't give a fuck. And I'd say, Penth, why don't we go check it out?
So you guys might not be able to see, but there is a door. I'll just mark them quickly. There is a door here. Can you guys see that?
Are you
Where?
going to screen share, Chris?
Sure. I didn't see it though.
The top. I might be on the wrong. Nope, that should be there. So the top.
There.
No, maybe I can't. Okay, so I'll just ping it. Okay, so there's a door.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see the arrow.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a door there.
Oh, okay, so there's a few places to check.
There. This is the door that's open. And then there's another door here. These all look like doors to cells.
Oh, there's tons of doors.
And Penth, while you were over checking those two guards that you first saw right across, you did see. It didn't look like a door. It definitely wasn't a door in a conventional sense, but there were some markings on the wall. But you didn't really pay much attention to them because you were so busy bashing skeleton.
Did I notice the markings? Did I walk by Imogen at all while he was reading? I noticed him reading, obviously.
Okay, and you look over his shoulder?
Sure. And I say, you can make out those markings?
Yes, sir.
Perhaps you should come. I found something like that on the wall by the other soldiers.
Absolutely.
And I lead him that way.
In the meantime, while I'm with the creature, which of those doors would logically least likely be a cell?
The logically,
They would all be cells.
they'd all be cells, just based on the room. Yeah, I guess it is kind of hard to see on yours what the rooms are.
Okay, then I'd probably go over with them for the time being because there would be no reason to check the cells for a key.
Yeah, the only cell, the only one that has an open door to is the one that you were talking about before.
All right, well, put it this way: while they're going to check it, I'll peek in the room with the creature in that cell.
Okay, so peeking into the room, you get another whiff of a very strong odor. This one's probably the strongest that you've smelt. And looking inside, it's hard to see. It's completely dark. But you bring your torch in and you see a figure slumped against the back corner. Here, I'll reveal actually. 1 second. Slumped against the back corner, right about here. And you're not even sure what it is. It's got big bulbous chunks of skin that looks more like black leather from the amount of time that it's been here, and it doesn't look like it's moving. It doesn't look like it's moving.
All right. Well, you can go do their thing, and then you can come back to me, I guess.
Okay. So, Imogen, you make it to the door, and you see that there are some ancient Tavine symbols in there, but they're kind of dusty and worn from, I don't know what's been eroding it, but it's kind of hard to make out right now. And you can try to read it if you want, though.
Well, can I maybe dab a little bit of water onto whatever, a cloth or whatever, and try to wipe away extra dust and see if I can make them a little clearer?
Sure. Yeah. So you do that, and it definitely does make a huge difference, because that's mostly what is blocking it, is the dust. Lots of dead skin in here. So, so you manage to read it, and it's a riddle.
Yay!
And it says, "Buried deep, pile on stones, our minds will always dig up them bones." I'll read that again. "Buried deep, pile on stones, our minds will always dig up them bones." So, Grinner, you notice that there's a lot of silence coming from the hallway where Pent and Imogen went.
Can you read it one more time?
Hey, I'm going to write it out, too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was doing that right now.
I'm just Googling it right now, don't worry.
Oh, no, you're not. You better not be.
No, I'm not. I'm kidding. I tweeted it, though. "Bury deep, pile on stones, our minds will always dig up them bones."
Yes.
Okay. If anyone has any suggestions on Twitter, please feel free to give us... No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So in the meantime, I'm in... So I don't hear anything, is what you said. Right. Well, that makes sense. I didn't hear anything. So I call out, "Everything all right down there?"
Okay, you guys can see it there?
No.
Down by the door?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, back on roll 20 here. Are you guys all right down there?
Our minds will always dig up them bones.
I'm going to go with no. So I'm going to walk down the hall, and I'm going to lean around the corner. I'm going to say, "Hey, are you guys all right?"
Grinner, there appears to be some sort of... Imogen says there's the words here that might have some meaning.
What do they say?
I read it out to him, or I say what I think it said.
Okay.
Well, I will read it.
Details.
So,
And then I actually lean back out and I say, "Did you say it was written in a text?"
yes, an ancient Tavine.
Isn't that the same that your book? You said your book was in?
Yes, sir.
Maybe the answer's in your book.
Maybe. So I'll sit and page through and see if I can find any reference to that in the book.
I'm going to keep looking through that cell with that creature. And I say, "Penth, there's something over here you might want to take a look at."
All right, roll, Imogen, roll a D6.
Woohoo!
A 1. Okay.
Is it? It seems like it's just directions, doesn't it?
Very deep, pile on stones. Penth, do you go with Gritter?
I guess so. I don't think so. No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Okay, I'll check the cells by myself then with the creature.
This seems to be important.
Okay. Fair enough. Then I continue checking all the cells by myself.
Okay, so you go to the top left cell and you see it's locked. The cell is locked. So you try to
Um,
pick it.
yes. Well, I wanted to check out that cell that I already had. Are there any
Oh, I
tombstones
see.
around anywhere?
Nope, no tombstones.
I don't think I can
Jason
think of
Randall
any
on
that are,
Twitter
like,
had a good suggestion that it might have been a tombstone. So,
in a sense of worry or regret or something like that.
hmm
Either that, or we just actually have to bury these bodies.
that could be too. How do we bury them on a stone floor? Anyway, so I'll check the locked door then, and I will roll for it.
Okay. So you roll.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for dexterity, right? So 12.
Okay, so you managed to unlock this door. This one seems a little easier for some reason. And looking inside, you see two skeletons on the ground. And sorry, pardon me. You see two skeletons on the ground, and they are they seem to be human bodies.
Is the creature still with me?
The creature is.
I want to turn to him and try another animal handling thing. I really don't
Okay.
want to turn my back to search something and find his big, thick black claw in it. So I'm going to turn to him and say, look, creature, if you have a name, you can tell me. We're here to find the key. We're going to try to feed you and get you out of here alive. If you work with us, we can be friends for life. Remember that we want you out of here, and we want to get out of here as much as you do.
Okay.
555. Call 555 right now. 555. That's a 19 then, plus my communication.
Okay. So it bares its teeth at you,
But in a loving way.
but looks at you expectantly.
Expectantly?
Yeah.
Does it want to kiss?
Not that kind of expectantly. Like, all right, I'm waiting. Like,
For
what do you want
what?
me to say?
What does it want to say?
What does it think that? What do you want to say to it?
I just did. I just
What do you
wanted to make
expect
sure it
it?
was
What do you
cool.
expect it to do from that? Yeah.
I don't know. Be like, aight. Or like nod. Be like, mm-hmm.
Okay. So it goes into the room. It crawls inside and goes to one of the human bodies and just grabs an arm that isn't. Well, it's still kind of fleshy, but he just starts biting into it.
Yeah,
And
alright.
chewing on it.
If it's dead, I don't care. So I check the bodies for anything.
Okay, and looking on the bodies, they're wearing rags that fall apart as you poke them with your sword, and they're not wearing. There's nothing of value on them.
And 2 humans, eh?
Mhm.
Interesting. And I'm going to do a quick perception in the room, make sure I'm not missing anything.
Oh, here, sorry, I'll view it.
616 and a perception. So that's 12, 13, 14 to check the room.
Okay, so you see another set of bars at the ceiling that are letting natural light in from the hallway that you guys originally came down from.
Mm.
But other than that, it looks just like a jail cell.
Is Gil still up there?
Gil is still up there.
Hey Gil, how you doing? Spooky, spooky, spooky. I grab his feet when he walks by. No,
Yeah,
but
he comes
I
over to-
probably would call and make sure everything's okay at least.
All right, so he comes. You see his face appear, and he says, "Have you guys found anything down there yet?"
And I say, yeah, Gil, bury deep, pile on stones. Our minds will always dig up them bones. That mean anything to you?
He says, "Well, it has something to do with mines."
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it says our minds will always dig up these bones. What do our minds? And he starts thinking. And Imogen, looking through the book, you do come across. It actually happened a few minutes ago, but you come across a page. It's about the third or fourth page in, and it's severely water damaged. But you think you can make out some of it, and it looks like it says, "Do not forget this." It's all in ancient Tavine, and it says memories.
I just said that.
What?
Well, I just said memories.
Oh, to the answer to the riddle?
Yeah.
Good.
So, Penth, do you say memories?
Memories? I'm a fan.
Yes, I say memories, but I spotted it myself. I said memories.
Okay, so nothing happens.
I say Imogen. What is the word for memory in this language?
Marduk.
Well, here's the problem with ancient Tavine. No one knows how to speak it. It's only a written language. Because
Perhaps
it's
write it
so
down.
ancient.
Could you write it down then?
Yep.
So in the meantime, did I find anything on the creature, on the humans?
No, you didn't find anything in the room.
All right, so I'd probably go back to these guys and be like, "Yo, you figure out the riddle yet?" Gil said it might be something about the mind.
It could be in their skulls too.
You want us to crack open all the skulls? Me and Creature are on it.
Okay.
No, so again, I'll take some water just on my finger and try to write in ancient Tavine memories on the door.
Okay, so okay, so you do that, and as you are tracing the word, you see the water starts to sparkle with blue effervescence. I feel like that's a word. Some blue sparkly. And so
It's bedazzled.
it's tracing, yeah, you're tracing this word on the wall, and you feel some of your energy start to drain out of you. But you complete the word, and it leaves a sparkling imprint on the door. And then all of these sparkles move up to the center of the door. That looks like the symbol that you saw the key of before. It looks like a plus sign with a circle in the middle. And it reaches the circle, but it's not a keyhole, and it starts to glow a dark blue, and then all of a sudden a line of energy goes up to the ceiling and then starts tracing around the ceiling corner of the room, like the crown of the room, and
I will try to follow it as it goes.
well, it's illuminating everything in the
Okay.
hallway. It looks like there is some sort of material up there that looks just like stone, but it is allowing this magic to go into it. And eventually, after a few moments, it illuminates the entire room and hallway, and you hear a sound once the entire room is filled, and the doors start to open into... Yeah, they just start to open, and it doesn't like you don't think of how they could open into the wall anymore, but they are.
And what about the other door, the one that was looking for that key?
So you peek your head around the corner, and you see that it's still closed, standing there like a door.
And why don't you try drawing on that door too, Imogen?
Sure.
I'm a little freaked out. I think Pent is freaked out, but he pipes up and says, "It looks like the symbol on this door means that key could be in here."
That's what I would be thinking, because the other one was a mechanical one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Imogen, you start making your way over to the other door, and you're trying the same thing, and the first time it doesn't seem to work, but you don't know if you got enough water on your hands. Oh, by the way, you lose 3 mana from doing that the first time.
No, that's fine. Once they made that point, I would have been like, "Oh yeah, makes sense. Let's go through here."
Oh, okay.
I don't think he would have tried it.
What's that, sorry?
Did you catch what it was that we were talking about?
No, I didn't, sorry.
Okay, we didn't think it would work tracing on the other door because this one was a magical one, the other one was clearly mechanical.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
So we're saying
once
it
they
makes
said
sense
that,
that the key is there.
Okay, so you start to go through, and you hear some movement coming from beside you. And you see the skeletons that were sitting there start to get up, and
Their heads are off.
their heads are off, but they are still getting up off the ground nonetheless.
I draw my bow.
Okay,
I
so
look
you're
at Creature and I say, "Creature, now it's time to earn your salt."
okay, and they pick up their spears that were still on the ground, and everybody roll initiative.
Why didn't we pick up their spears?
I chopped their heads off. I assume that was enough.
I hope they get a big bet negative to having no heads. Ooh, 8, 9.
Well, they definitely won't be able to use bite unless you walk by their heads. Yeah, careful of those skulls on the ground.
There we go. 10 is my initiative.
All right. So 10, and Penth we have
6.
okay. And then we have skeletons.
Skeletons in the closet walking down the hall.
All right, and they get nice. And what did you get, Imogen?
10.
10. And what was your dragon die, Harlan?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Hold on, I might be able to find out. It was only moments ago.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I noticed. If you guys, we have been like stacking them and then just moving over to them over to the side. But if you can keep them up, because sometimes the dragon die is important after you've rolled.
Sure.
As just become evident.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
No, I will not keep them up.
Okay. Well, we'll say this. Imogen,
it was a 1. I had a 6.
It was
a
a
6.
1?
Or no, sorry, that was the wrong roll.
Mine was a 4.
Yours was a 4. I know that.
So I had 4, 4, and 2.
Oh,
Okay. It's okay. No big deal. We'll just go by dexterity this time, and we'll say that Grinner, you've got higher dexterity, so you'll go before Imogen. It's not a big deal, really. It's just turn order.
Okay.
Okay, and... All right. So, the skeletons are up, and one of them slashes at you, Harlan, who happened to be right beside him.
Why wouldn't I be? Wait, why was I in the room? I didn't even go in the room. Oh, the skeleton's in the hall. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, in the hallway. Just the two of them right beside you. There is still one that is in between the first two doors on the left.
Okay.
So there. And then there is the skeletons that you saw in the other room.
My middle die was a 4, by the way.
Okay. So then, yeah, that's perfect. We did it the right way anyway. Okay, so it slashes at you, and you manage to dodge out of the way as the skeleton's still kind of rusty, and it's an easy attack to dodge.
I feel like I would have anyway. I think for it to get up slowly and be like, I probably would have taken.
Yeah, you
back.
probably would have
Like,
jumped out of the way.
way.
Okay, so down the hall, you hear an echoing, shrieking noise, and some bones clattering against the ground. And next is Grinner.
I'm gonna fire my bow at one of its heads.
Are you gonna move at all, or are you gonna stay next to the guy? Pretty much
next to me. Eh? All right. And there's no attack of opportunity if I move back, correct?
Nope.
And I'm already drawn, so it won't be a draw. So yeah, I'll step back. What's creature doing, by the way?
The creature, you left him gnawing on one of the skeletons.
Oh, he didn't come back with me?
No, he was still gnawing on them.
Oh. Then I call to him and say, "Creature, get over here." And then I will take a step back, I guess, and shoot at the guy next to me.
Okay, just a step, or are you going to move further down the hallway?
Sure, I'll move further down the hallway.
Okay. So, you fire at him, you fire off your arrow, and...
Nice. 5. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's what I like to see.
Oh, nice. Okay, no problem. You hit.
Woo!
The first
time. It happened.
And short bow. So now, normally my attack roll was +1, but because now I have dexterity, it's +2, correct? Because my dexterity is at 2.
Yep.
Does having the bows affect that at all?
No, bows is just to attack, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so we're +2 then. That's fine. So it's 1d6 +2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, and then it's just your dexterity that you're adding. Yeah. So, and your bow doesn't add any?
Yeah, my bow's damage is 1d6,
I see. Okay.
and then +2.
So you got 5?
So 7.
7. Okay, very nice. So the arrow knocks off a few of its ribs.
Yay! And I have nothing to do.
Okay, yeah, you're done. Next is Imogen.
Yep. I'm doing Arcane Lance. I got a total of 14.
Okay. So you beat
And
your...
I beat whichever one is closest to Grinner.
Okay.
Unless there's one closer to me.
So you see you see Grinner going down the hallway, and as you turn and watch him run, you see the skeleton that was in between these two doors is standing up and is moving towards Grinner with its spear.
Yep.
So you fire at that one.
I hit.
Okay. So yes, that hits, and roll for damage.
So that would be 6 points of damage, sir.
6 points of damage. Okay, so your lance illuminates the hallway even brighter than it is now with the blue glow of the light at the top. And it staggers back a bit, but continues to march forwards towards Grinner. Next is Penth.
I will swing wildly at one with my bastard sword after I aim wildly.
Okay. So, do you want to try to hit the one that Harlan hit, or the other one?
Oh, the other one.
Okay, so you swing at the skeleton that hasn't been hit yet, and go ahead.
I will do. So 9, 10, 11.
So what are your bonuses there? That's amazing.
It's a +5 to attack, and then I did the +2 for aiming.
+5 to attack is 3 from your strength.
3 for my strength, and then heavy blades gives me +2.
Right. Awesome. So, yes, you do not hit. Yes, you do not hit.
Dragon die doesn't count, right?
What's that?
You don't get to use the dragon die if it doesn't.
No,
hit.
you don't. And if it doesn't hit, it's nixed. All right, and next is back to the skeletons. We're on to round 2. So the skeleton that you just tried to attack, Chris, takes a stab at you. Not very creative. Oops. Oh, I'd have to go all the way over there. 2 seconds.
No.
I hate when my digital dice go all over the floor.
Me too.
All right, so it's a spear 13 to hit.
13 +1 for defense, because I'm only using a single weapon.
Right, okay, and you've got the single-handed weapons focus?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. In that case, then it does not hit. But is that defense when you, like, in general, or is that just defense when you are actually defending?
I don't know.
I think it is when defending.
I think I have to take it as a concentration, so that means I have to activate it as a minor action.
Ah, okay, yes.
So it would be a tie then, which means you would win.
So fighting with a single weapon demands increased awareness. If you take the activate action, yeah, you've got to do that.
Yeah.
Right. So we know that for the future, that you have to activate this. We'll activate it next round. Activating is a minor action, if you weren't aware. That's like going into stances, drawing your weapon, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it does hit, and it rolls to hit you. Okay, and you take 11 damage.
Nice.
But whatever your armor is taken off.
7, so 4 damage.
4 damage, okay. You have something to say, Harlan?
No.
Does it seem like a lot of damage?
Well, if only because someone watching, Jason, who's been watching, says that the GM apparently said that the spears were rotted and no longer looking like spears, according to it earlier when we did walk in.
That is true. That is 100% true.
So
And
while it's not, I mean, I still think they should be able to attack, but I do think that
Good
might.
call on. Was that who said that?
good
Jason
call.
Randall.
The only loophole I could see is like I don't know what undead weapons are like, because like if an undead weapon, maybe it too became its former self.
No, he is right. I definitely did talk down those spears and saying that they weren't as big of a threat as they apparently are, and it would be unfair of me to have talked them down so much that you guys didn't do anything about it. So I'm going to take away one of the D6s.
Okay.
Okay, because they're still
how
sharp.
much-
They're still sharp and
Yeah,
rusty.
because it might still be pokey stabby.
Yeah.
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 Like I would say, even like if he was taking 4 hits, I'd say him taking 2 hits is pretty fair.
Plus, we might die from tetanus.
That's also true.
Yeah,
So you're taking down 2 hits?
I don't know, like to me, because then otherwise, if you take away an entire D6, they might almost never go past armor. I would say anything that actually causes damage, halved, meaning that he took 11 points, 4 of which only hit him, which you half to 2. Seems fair to me, but that's just me.
Are you guys okay with that?
I'm good with that.
That way, it's still a threat, but then it also does feel like that there is a
That is taken into account.
Yes,
Of course. Thank you. Who was that? Who said
Jason Randall.
that? Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Yes, if there's anything that I do as a GM, please tweet that stuff.
Jason.
Yeah, make the players happy, and if the player is happy, I'm happy. So that's okay. So yes, you take 2 points of damage. All right. Yeah, I know. He's can't be pleased. All right. So the other one, seeing as you're right next to 2 of them, the other one takes a stab at you as well, Penth.
Okay. Is that the one who's walking towards Harlan?
No, the one walking towards Harlan is over here. Harlan hit this one up here.
Right.
You hit this one down here. And Harlan ran away from the one that he hit. He's not next to it, and you're the closest target. And this is how skeletons work in my mind. They just hit whatever's closest. So this one rolled a 14 to hit.
Again, hits?
Yep. He didn't get any dragon bonuses or anything. And you take 5 plus 3, so 8 damage.
So 1 damage. We'll say 1 damage.
1 damage, yeah. Okay. And the skeleton that is walking towards Harlan takes a few steps closer and takes a stab at you, Grinner. But you see him now. And what is your defense?
11.
11. Okay, so he misses. You see Imogen fire his wand at the... or I guess you use a quarterstaff, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he fires his arcane lance, and you turn just in time to see a spear coming at you, and you dodge out of the way.
Perfect. And I look at Imogen and I say, "Are we still denying that you're a wizard? I don't remember the rules now. Do we know now? I just saw you shoot it." Because I don't think we have.
So as you're shouting over a lot of noise right now, and you hear more thrashing and crashing in the room to the far left.
By the way, did Creature hear me when I called him?
You don't know. You don't know.
Oh, okay.
You started calling him after you started hearing this thrashing and scratching.
Yeah.
He's probably dealing with the 2 undead that he was gnawing on.
Oh, good call. I didn't even think about that.
Okay. You're like, why aren't you coming?
Yeah. He's
Where are
probably
you,
like kicking
creature?
ass in there, being like,
He hears you calling, and he's like, "Come on, I'm so busy.
What do you want?
I'll be there in a minute."
All right, Grinner, we're on to you.
Okay.
So, the skeleton is right next to you. He just took a stab at you.
Still again, eh?
Ducked out of the way.
All right. If I reload, that's a minor.
Mm-hmm.
And if I move, that's a minor.
Yep.
Can I shoot him point blank?
You can. You can. There aren't any negatives in Dragon Age to doing that.
Okay. Until the core book comes out. When the core rule book comes out, I'm sure there'll be tons of. Because these are like this big. The core rule book's like this big.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be tons of stuff in it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Me too. Then I might as well, because I mean, it would either be a minor action to do my sword, or a minor action to reload my bow, and I have a better chance to hit with the bow. So I will do the bow.
Okay. You think that's what Grinner would do instinctively if a skeleton was running up to him?
At
him?
I think he would know. I feel like what he would do is probably not even shoot the one in front of him. He'd probably kick it and then shoot the other one. But to reload a whole thing, that would take too much time. So maybe he would do 2 minors instead.
Okay.
Maybe if I boot. No, that would be an action to boot it, eh?
Yep. But it would be a you could still be doing damage.
Is it a major to boot him or a minor?
It's a major to boot him.
Yeah.
But you're still going to be doing possibly 1d6 unarmed damage.
All right.
And then you could ready your bow for the next attack.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask this. If I'm putting my sword away, is it a minor action?
No.
Okay. Then in that case, yeah, what I would do is I would take a minor action, quickly sheathe my bow or whatever, and I pull out my short sword and just slash him. As I took it out, just whoosh.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that. You don't have to deactivate. Deactivating is not a minor action.
Cool.
So you pull out your sword and you slash him.
And I slash him. I slash him up.
You slice and dice.
Oh, good. And I got a dragon die. Wow.
All right, so that's 13 plus your strength.
Plus my dexterity, actually, because it's a small blade.
Short sword? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's short sword, so it's plus 2. So that's going to be 10, 14, 15, 16.
All right, 16 is definitely a hit.
Good. So, and I stunted. Oh, I stunted. Oh, I'm stunting everywhere. Oh.
Perfect. So what are you going to do? Stop stunting all over this live stream.
I just stunted for like a good 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to...
Disarm.
No, I'm definitely going to pierce armor.
Mm.
Because my pierce armor now only costs 1 stun point. Wait, do they have armor?
The armor that they're wearing doesn't look like it's doing much. In fact, it doesn't look like it's doing anything.
Okay.
The one you hit before, it just went straight through the armor like it was going through some...
Okay. Then I will disarm.
Paper.
I will disarm. Well, or I could dual strike, which would let the other target get hit as well.
Only if he's adjacent to you, though.
Yeah, are we
He
not?
must be adjacent to you. No, you're not adjacent to them.
Okay.
You're over by the first door.
I could do an extra 1d6. Let's do this then. I'm going to disarm him, so knock his weapon.
Okay.
1d6 plus strength yards away. So let's roll that. So 1d6 plus strength yards away. So that's 6.
You're on fire.
That's 6 yards away.
Which way are you going? Is it going away from you?
Farthest way possible. Go back to the locked door, I guess.
You like grabbed it out of his hand and throw it behind you.
Nice. Okay. All right. And then
for the other 2, I will do a mighty blow, which will be an extra 1d6 damage.
Okay. Cool.
So my normal 1d6. Now my normal short sword damage is 1d6 plus 2. So now that I have higher dexterity, it's 1d6 plus 3, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because your dexterity is what? 2?
Is now 2, yeah. And before it was 1 and it was plus 2. So now that my dexterity's gone up 1, my damage goes up 1, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's going to be 2d6 plus 3. Crush your butts.
Oh,
It's a good
30.
roll. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. Okay.
For a decapitated skeleton.
So you, so the combination of Dragon Die is Mighty Blow,
Yes.
Disarm.
Yes.
You're using your short sword,
I was.
and you kill him. Do you want to describe that?
Yes, I do. Because this is like the first person I've killed. So, the skeleton approaches, But my bow requires another minor action to reload. Therefore, I grab my short sword, and unsheathing it, I slice the skeleton up. While I slice him up, his spear is tossed from his hands behind my head to the locked door behind me, and the skeleton stands for a second and crumbles into a pile of lifeless bones before me. Then I whip out my peen, and I piss on it. Minor action.
And I'm gonna
It's
say
a very small peen.
I'm gonna say it's a major action because you haven't drank in a while, and
No, I'm just kidding. That's what happens. So it falls into a pile of dust, and I look at Penth and I go,
I go,
Penth is busy.
no, he's not. He's looking at me. He knows he is.
Skeletons at the door. Yeah, he's got two spears sticking out of him.
Busy.
He's looking at me. He's like, yeah. All right.
Imogen. So you see the skeleton that you just warned Grinner about fall to the ground after an awesome attack by Grinner, and so it's your turn.
So I will go to, again, the one that's attacking. No, I won't go to Pence because he likes to do things in single combat.
You're learning. Thank you.
So is there another one kicking around somewhere?
You know that there's the skeletons. Actually, I guess Imogen wouldn't know if there's two skeletons. You hear a ruckus coming down the hall from the two.
Okay, so I will move
Okay.
to a point where I can see,
Okay.
but I don't know if I can shoot that far because, like on these, I would only be able to shoot 9 squares.
Okay. We're not going to worry about that right now, but I am going to say it is far. It is too far for you to get there and do a major action. You'd have to take 2 move actions to get there and look in.
Yeah. Okay, so at this point, I will be stunned by the magnificence of Grinner's martial prowess and be like, dude, right on.
Okay, and then you just
Sure.
fold your arms and watch Penth take on these two.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
However, I will maybe move a little closer, so that on my next move, if I need to, I can move in and heal.
Okay, all right. So you just casually start walking towards Penth.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just been stabbed twice. Penth, it's your turn now.
I'm not going to do the activation. Instead, I'm going to aim yet again.
Okay.
I'll be like, I did see the bones shatter behind, and I kind of feel like I need to prove myself now, because after watching that, I was like, wow.
Yeah, going into a defensive position now.
I couldn't do that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I need to, and I fail.
Okay.
Yeah, because that'd be 5, 10, 11, 12.
12 to hit?
Yep.
That's a hit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Did you aim before?
Yes, last time.
Oh, wow. And you rolled better than last time? Last time was 1, 2, 1?
Yeah. So, and
Okay.
that's a dragon die, right?
Yeah, and that is a dragon die, so you get 2 points.
Like stunted. So, I try to do what he did, but I'm not quite as good.
Okay.
So I will start with, I guess, just the disarm was the first thing that he did, right?
Yes.
So I will start with the disarm.
Okay.
That's all I can do. And I will move it 7 squares behind me.
Okay.
And
nice.
then I will, or 7 yards.
7 yards behind you. Yeah, that's about meters. Yeah, 7 meters. And then, yeah, okay. And how much damage do you do?
So 10 damage.
One of them has damage already. The other one doesn't. Which one are you doing this to?
The only one that's the one I was fighting before.
The one you were fighting before? Okay, that was the one without damage.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So, you did your dragon die. Do you want to describe how you're throwing this weapon away?
Yeah. So he just stabbed me in the chest.
Okay.
I literally pull it out of my chest, swing it over his head so he's disarmed, and then chuck it over my shoulder, and then swing with my axe or my bastard sword.
Okay, and you connect and you do a lot of damage. It looks like he's having trouble maintaining the form of his skeleton, but he's still standing up. That's the skeleton version of bloodied. All right, so he takes a swing back at you. He just tries to lunge towards you, and he's headless, remember, so he's just clawing at you.
Yep.
And we've got a 12 to attack. Oh wait, no. Oh, we've got a 15 to attack.
Success.
It's a success. So you take 6 points of damage.
So no damage.
So no damage. It claws at your armor and starts ripping your white cloak to shreds, or at one long gash of 5 nails, but it doesn't go through your armor.
Okay.
The other one takes a stab at you with his spear that he's still holding on to. Okay, and he connects, and he got dragon die. He got a 4.
Nice.
And so he's going to...
No extra damage.
He's gonna knock you prone.
Yep.
And then he's going to do a mighty blow.
Okay.
What are his favorite? It says it's actually listed here. Favorite stunts. Okay, so it says his favorite stunts are mighty blow and pierce armor. So I think I'm going to do both of those. Actually, I'm not going to knock you prone.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock you prone.
So you take so 1d6. So 5. Okay. So for this attack, you take 14 damage, and your armor only does half as much, rounded up, we'll say. I think we're rounding everything up.
So normally it would have been 4 minus 14, so 10 damage. Is it minus 2 from that damage? Because of
No, it's not, because he's attacking you with his... Oh, wait, it's his spear. I rolled for the wrong one. We'll say he attacks you with his claws, I guess.
Okay.
That's the one I rolled for. He's still got his spear in your chest, I guess, and he's attacking with his claws. So yes. So no, that's not accounting for the damage reduction.
Okay, so you said 14, so I'm going to say 10 damage.
10 damage.
Okay.
All right. Now, I mean, if we're really being realistic, his bones are probably brittle from, lying around here for so long, but that's the case with all dungeons, so we're going to say that that's the default. Okay, so...
Side note, damage reduction sounds like a delicious sauce for, like, a chocolate dessert. We have a chocolate ganache with a damage reduction.
A damage.
I thought it was like a breakup dessert.
That's a good idea. Copyright.
Yeah.
Trademark copyright. All right, March 4th. So that's the two of them. Once again, you hear some loud banging happening from the far room, crashing noises, and then it all goes silent all of a sudden. And next is Grinner. So you see Penth has just taken a blood splurt up into this guy. You saw some blood splatter against the wall. Splurt.
Does he still have a guy in front of him?
Yes.
I got 2.
Yes, he's got 2.
Okay, I walk over and I slice at one. But before I do, I look Penth in the eye. Because he saw me kill the skeleton before me in a crumble of dust. And I turn to him and I say, "It was luck, friend. It was only luck. And luck will save us now." And I slice the creature in front of him.
Okay.
But luck is not on our side.
It might be.
6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, it's not enough. You hit the one piece of... No, there's no armor on him. He dodges out of the way. You just missed.
Yeah. I was making too much eye contact with Penth.
Put it like between... stabbing between the ribs. This is all I know.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the heart.
Okay, Imogen, you're up. So
Okay, so now I'm feeling bad because I thought Penth only had one skeleton on him. However,
Bound to happen. It's a
Grinner doesn't play by the same rules, so I will try to Arcane Lance the one that Grinner just swung at.
Okay. So there's a lot of bodies in the way, and you're trying to find a spot to fire at them, but you see Grinner's in the way and Pent is in the way, so you do get, I believe it is, a minus... Yes, it's a -2, because ranged attack versus defender engaged in melee combat.
So I still got a 16.
And you're still good.
Excellent.
So you fire an Arcane Lance right in between Grinner and Penth as they separate a bit away from each other in your view.
There you go. And that will actually do 9 damage. I'm 1d6 plus 3 now. I forgot to add in my extra one.
Okay, so one of the skeletons has -7, and one of the skeletons has -10. Which one are you attacking?
It would probably be the one that I hit the first time with the Arcane Lance. Well, that was the one that Grinner
That's
was
already
fighting.
shattered. Yeah.
So whichever one, I don't know, it's whichever one that Grinner was just swinging at.
Okay, the one that Grinner swung at is the one with -7. So, you do it, and you take off one of its arms. Unfortunately, it's his. It's not his spear arm, and it's still standing, but it's pretty pathetic looking. Very.
There you
pathetic
go, sir. Let's scratchy out your eyeball-y now, sir. Grinner, sir.
Did you just fucking call me sir?
All right, Penth. We're at you.
Sir is my father. All right. Again, I will aim. Hopefully, at the. Are they fighting the one I'm fighting? I hope not.
You're
I
fighting
was
two of
trying
them.
not to.
No, 2 of them are stabbing me, but I'm only hitting one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, no, they're not.
I'm
They're
just
attacking.
ignoring the one who's stabbing me. All right. Because it doesn't have a weapon. No, he's undead. I don't care. All right. I will aim again.
Okay.
And hopefully cut its body to pieces.
Cool.
So success. And
Yes.
the dragon die. So I will do an extra d6 damage.
Okay.
Plus d6. So 9 plus 4 is 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay. So you did a mighty blow.
Yep.
You did you do skirmish at all?
Nope. I didn't bother.
No. Didn't bother? Okay, so just a mighty blow, and you do kill him. Do you want to describe that?
Yeah. I grab its spine because that's all that's left, and I take my I turn my bastard sword around, put it beside the spine, and just pull down so all the ribs come off and everything, and just splits open.
Okay, and as you're pulling the sword down, it makes the sound of a marimba, and it falls apart and just crumbles to the heap of bones on the ground. And the only one left is the one-handed skeleton with the spear. And it's kind of, it's just turning, and it takes a stab at 1 to 3 is Penth, and 4 to 6 is Grinner.
Now's
Got a
your
6.
chance to negotiate, Grinner, sir.
So got a 6.
Stop calling me sir. I will fucking kill you.
And as you turn to say that to Imogen, you turn back to see a spear coming at you. And it does not hit. You brush it aside. Yeah, obviously, the skeleton is off balance, and it is your turn, Grinner.
Fucking skeleton. I stab it.
Okay.
I will use a minor action to
Aim.
It's a weird. That's a weird. Like, why wouldn't you aim?
Yeah, right. What does aim do? Gives me a plus to what?
Yeah, gives you a +2, and you outnumber the defender 2 to 1 right now.
3 to 1.
Melee. So
I hit it anyway.
He's not. Imogen isn't right next to him.
Nah, I'm gonna hit him anyway.
You're not aiming?
Nah,
Okay, but you do get +1 because he is outnumbered.
that's cool. I hit him. 12, 13, 14, 15. 16 plus 1.
All right, so for some reason you don't actually make contact. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, you do hit him. A roll for damage.
I call this attack the damage reduction. Oh, I didn't even check. Did I have any dragon die? I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so either.
Damage reduction! 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, so it had 1 HP left, so you totally annihilate it. Do you want to describe how you do that?
Yes, I say, I turn to Penth. And I say, there's skill,
Sorry.
and then there's pure luck. And he's not even watching.
I thought I was watching. Am I not watching? I thought I was trying to face you. I was listening.
Oh, I thought you were talking to your wife or something.
No.
I was like, you. I turn to you and I say, the gods were in our favor today. This was luck. And I slam him down and turn him to a damage reduction sauce.
All right. Okay.
Just sweet.
First ingredient in that is bone meal.
Yeah.
So yeah, he completely shatters into dust.
And then I catch the skull midair, and I turn
already on the
to
ground.
and I turn
The skull's
to
on the ground.
oh yeah midair. I catch the bone midair, and I turn it to the elf and I say, "Don't fucking call me sir." And I snap the bone, and I throw it down, and I piss away like a 16-year-old girl. But I want to go check on creature.
Okay, so you walk back down the hall. It's completely silent and dark still, but you've got the torches on the sconces, and you grab a torch and you go into the room where creature was left, and you see him in the middle of the floor. He's got his legs crossed, and he's chewing on a bone. And looking around the room, you see that there are bones strewn everywhere around the room. It doesn't look like there are two bones that are actually attached. They're all completely separated and scattered.
I look at him and I say, "Well done," and I hold up my hand for a high five.
And it glares at you and keeps eating the
I
bone.
say, "All right, you do what you gotta do." But we did find the key to the door you want to open if you want to come with us now.
So
Okay.
I go back
So
to
on
where
three legs, it's walking towards you.
I go back to where I found the coins. I drop the coins because I left them on the ground. And I go and take a 2, 3, 4, so 5, 1/5 of the coins, and I pocket it. And then I give 2/5 of the coins to. I try to give them to the creature, but clearly won't take them, so I drop them and I give the rest to Grinner.
I don't take them, and I walk away. I ignore you, and I continue down the hall through the door that's now open. That might have the key inside of it.
Oh shit. Okay, so
Just before we go, Pence, sir, are you feeling okay? Would you like me to try to heal you?
I'm okay for now.
Okay. I know you're not a fan of magic, and I understand that. But it
I'll
can
take
be
some of
used
that
for good.
healing.
Yeah? Okay, that's fine.
I'm still at
Yeah, I'll take
22
heal.
health out of my 36, so I'm definitely still pretty damaged.
Okay. Then in that case, I will use 3 points of mana. And I will heal 14 of you. Is it 14? Yeah.
That's exactly the amount I needed. Is that why you were saying it, or was that what you rolled?
Well, isn't that what I got?
Wow. That's exactly the amount I needed. And I turn to you and I say, regardless of the fact that you lied to me in the past.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Maybe that's not. That's just trying to get my target number first.
Oh, damn it. I was
Yeah,
going to say,
yeah.
that's like perfect, because I needed exactly 14. Roll another 14.
Well, not quite. 10.
That's still good. Thank you. And I turn to you and I say, regardless of the fact that you lied to me in the past, while it doesn't make me happy, I understand why you did it. But it's pretty clear to all of us here that you are, in fact, a mage. So we need to ask the tough question. Are you a mage for good or for evil?
That has yet to be seen. No, absolutely for good, sir. I'm trying.
Do you have any more of that healing left? Because I just realized how much damage I have taken.
Let me finish this.
I just realized I'm quite dizzy and bleeding all over the place.
Let me finish my thought. You just stand there and bleed for a second, okay? Besides, your robes have no blood on them because skeletons don't have blood. So maybe sop up some of your blood with your own robes.
I have quite a bit of my own blood on my robes.
And I turn back to Imogen and I say,
So you got 13.
Thank you.
And I turn back to Imogen and I say, whatever the fuck I was saying. Regardless of our pasts, we need to work together going forward. Can I trust you going forward?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Can you stop calling me sir? And I say it in a nice way. I say,
I will try, sir.
We are equals, Imogen. That is why I do not want you to call me sir. I do not want you to think of me as any more than you. Both of our lives are equal, and both of our paths righteous ones. And I held out my hand.
And I accept.
Interesting.
By the way, I've gone down another 6 because I healed Penth and I healed myself.
Okay, so you're down to what in mana?
I'm just working that out right now.
All right, you figure that out. I'll start describing the next room. So you guys continue on, and you come into a hallway, and this hallway is illuminated. You can see because of the blue light that is going along the crown, and it's continued on to this room, and there is glass on your right and your left. Oh, sorry, I'll actually move you into the next room. Okay, so you guys can see the new room?
I can, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are 2 walls to your left and right. You see a door all the way at the end, right here. Oops. Right here at the end of the hall. Oh, what's going on? 2 seconds. Aha. Ah, there we go. There. Boom. Okay, so right there. Okay, so there's a door down there, and you assume that there is a door there and a door here as well, and it's a very eerie place, and you hear there's a humming sound like a happening in here, and every now and then the blue light flickers. But yes, as I was saying before, there is glass on the 2 walls leading down the hallway. Looking inside the room to your left, you see something emanating a blue glow. It's throbbing. You can't quite make it out what it is. It's not quite as glowing as strongly as the lights at the ceiling. But it's there in the room to the left, and on your room to the right, it is dark on the inside. You can only see a few feet inside, in which you see a couple of tables with some broken beakers, glass.
And where's Creature?
Creature's following. He's tagging behind. He's gnawing on a femur.
Of course he is. And I say, Creature, find the key.
And he doesn't move. He looks like he moves a little bit closer to you actually, but doesn't go. He doesn't take the lead.
I put my hand on his disgusting head and I pet it.
Okay. And it kind of recoils out of the way and bares its teeth at you.
I roll animal handling.
Okay.
Be a good little bitch. And I fail again. I just can't.
Okay.
I can't do it.
And it snaps at you. It snaps at you, and it doesn't. Yeah. Not trying to.
Because if it hit me, Vince would lay that fucking thing down. It knows. All right, then let's poke around, eh? Penth, why don't you go up ahead? I'll cover you with the bow.
All right. I first go to Imogen, who's not here. Does it look magical to me? I guess all this glowing and stuff doesn't seem like normal.
It doesn't look like fire, which is the main
So
source.
I definitely don't put my sword away, and I walk up to the middle.
Okay. So walking up and looking in the middle, you see that there's 2 hallways.
Which way do you do it? Never mind, continue.
There's one hallway to the north. and there is one hallway to the south. And the room with the big door is obviously leading into a bigger room. You've got two smaller rooms on the left side, and then you've got one big room that takes up the entire right side of this area.
I say it's safe to come this way. I hope they come up with me.
I'll stay a fair distance back so I can cover him should something happen.
I listen at all the doors.
Okay, so listening at the door to the top left, you hear that thrumming noise. There's a little bit louder coming through that door. Through the door to the south, you don't hear anything. You can roll perception if you want.
Nope.
And then the big door room, you don't hear anything either.
Imogen, do you know what this is?
Sorry, I missed it. I was releasing one beast into the wild and then draining mine own.
Well said.
Is that a poop and a pee?
No, I was letting the cat out and then going pee.
I thought the poop was letting the beast out.
Yes.
So
Sorry, what do we see?
there's a thrumming coming from this door on the northwest wall.
Okay.
And there's nothing coming from the other two doors, but around here there are beakers. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Flat? Yeah, beakers and different things like that. Test tubes, and there's glass on either side of those walls.
And you see that the glass, it goes all the way around. Like the big room is also all glass walls pretty much, except for a few pillars in between.
And I turn to Creature and I say, Creature, have you been taken here before?
And
I'm just
Creature
going to do a
puts
straight
down
cunning
his...
check to see if it
Yep.
reminds me of anything from my time with
Anything
the
you've heard
circle.
before? Okay. So Creature puts his femur down on the ground. It's gnawed into just a little stick now. And he growls.
That means yes, I can speak Wookiee.
All right. So what did you roll, Imogen?
14. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
you've definitely seen magical light before. It's quite common in the circle. People will study with it. You've never actually seen a facility though that harnesses magical light all through. Well, there's an entire network of it. You assume because it's going through the entire ceiling, and let alone if this place was built during the Tower's age, then this place must have been very advanced for its time.
Gotcha. Then I will relay that information. So I hope you all were listening.
No, because he's gone and I wasn't.
Okay,
All
so
right.
yeah.
I heard something about magical light.
Yes, although I've seen it many times, and I've seen it used many times, I've never seen a place that actually harnesses it in this manner.
Interesting. You're saying this place harnesses magic light.
I believe so, yes.
Are you sure it harnesses it?
I believe so, yes.
Interesting. It also looks to me as if experiments were performed here, and creatures seem to react rather nervously in this area. I wonder who held this place and for what dark reason.
You hear a...
Excuse me, that was me, I'm sorry.
Way to kill the tension.
I'm sorry, but it was too perfect. That's exactly how I part.
All right, yeah, I might have let my lips go a little too much with that sound effect.
Is it coming from the north or the south?
It's hard to tell. It sounds like it's coming from below, if anywhere, but it's hard because this area is kind of cavernous.
Fart jokes. I'm sorry. Cavernous, south, below. All right. Then perhaps we should take one of these two choices, as they both seem equally non-dangerous.
By the way, Penth, I will point out that you do see a door to the north and there is a door at the end of the hall to the south.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna use my as best as I can figuring out my sense of direction. Which ways
Okay.
would be closest to where Renner is trapped?
North.
North.
So I propose that we move that way.
Agreed. Just egregious accusation.
Okie dokie. So, are you just going to go that way?
Yep. Unless Imogen really wants to explore this, but I don't want to explore this magic.
No, again, Renner is like a father to me. We need to get to him as quickly as possible.
Perhaps, though, it did seem like it was some sort of mechanical device that was holding Renner. So if this thrumming, is it possible it's a source of energy that could be powering it?
It's possible, yeah.
I was asking Imogen.
Oh.
It's possible, yep.
I'd say let's go north. I'll cover you, and we'll take a crack at it.
Sounds good.
Why don't you go first, Imogen in between us, so I can cover both of you, and me and Creature at the back.
Okay.
Okay. So, you go north.
And I'll cover him with my bow, obviously, just to...
And nothing comes. You do, as you're walking, you do see there is some type of strange goo on the ground. Yeah.
Try taking a torch to it.
Okay. I examine it.
Okay. So you look at it. You can do a cunning check to see if you recognize what it is.
No.
No, you got no idea what it's doing. It seems oddly moist for
goo?
for being as for being here as long as you think that it might have been.
I've seen goo before, but never this moist. Let's keep moving.
Okay, you get to the door. And you see that there is a lock on it, and this lock is special as well. The first lock that you saw on the main door going north was yellow, like a golden lock. This one is a red lock, and it's got the same symbol.
Interesting.
A plus with a circle.
This is clearly a dead end. Let's move back.
All right, I'll keep my position if you guys want to pass me so that I can be behind you again.
So I suggest we go through the thrumming room, the room with the hum.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Here.
Okay. So I go to that door and try to open it.
Okay, and it opens. It's not locked.
Okay. I walk in. Hey! There it is.
And
So
I'll be
stepping inside.
on them, obviously.
Yeah. So you see in the corner of the room is the source of that thrumming noise, and you see it looks like stone that is leading out and towards the wall and going up the wall. A few, maybe it looks more like pipes that are going up the wall and providing the ceiling with this unnatural blue light.
I kind of open the door and see this and kind of gesture saying, "After you."
To Imogen?
Yep.
Okay, Imogen.
How is Creature reacting to this?
Creature seems curious about this room. He's sticking his head around the corner and looking inside,
I
wide-eyed.
tell him to stay behind me. Get back behind me. Watch my back, Creature. In case anything should come up behind us. I'm counting on you, friend. Friend?
Okay.
I got a 10 for perception. I'm just going to quickly scan the room up, down, all around.
Okay.
See if I see anything else in there, but I will go in towards that thing and because I want to see what it is.
So quickly scanning the room, you see these tables are strewn with beakers. There's lots of spilled, stained papers that aren't as dusty as you might expect for how long they've been around. And yeah, lots of broken glass, shattered beakers, but there are a few that are still possessing some liquid.
Okay. Well, I will actually, although I really want to see what that blue thing is, I also want to see if I can read any of the writing on the papers, if there's any. So I'll basically start at the closest table and work my way around.
Okay.
And I'll
So,
be like, look how awesome this place is.
so
Crap
you're
everywhere. All
You're
sorts of
crazy.
things to look at.
You're gonna kill us.
you've seen
Maybe.
you've seen similar laboratories in the circle towers, places with beakers. Mainly the alchemists' center would have been a similar space like this, much smaller scale though. This looks big. Looks like there were a lot of people working in this area, maybe 20 people or so. And looking at the pages, most of them are destroyed. But you do find one piece of paper that says subject number 27, blood sample A4B29. It's all in ancient Tavine. And it basically talks about chemical properties that you don't even understand. A lot of the words you don't even understand in ancient Tavine. You probably wouldn't even understand it if it was in the trade tongue. But yeah, you kind of deduce that they were doing experiments.
Yeah. Sounds good. So I guess after checking that out, I'll give a quick look at the door to see if anyone else is coming in. But yeah, I'll head over towards the blue pillar.
So you look at the door, they're all watching you. The three of them standing at the door.
Don't worry, guys, I got this.
Here's
you
a
guys going?
wizard. Yeah, the wizard, Harry. No, I'll. Panther, are you going in?
Nope.
Then do you mind watching our backs? And Creature and I walk in. Well, I walk in and I say, "Come, Creature. Come."
Don't be foolish. It's not worth it.
No,
My turn to watch.
it might not be worth it, but I'm not going to leave the youngest and most easily damageable member of our party alone in the room where something might be eager to attack him. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah. So you're going in there on the basis
Frail.
of damage reduction.
Yeah, with a sprinkle of damage reduction.
A sprinkle of damage reduction.
No, but I mean, if the dude's in the room, I want to make sure he's going to be safe. I don't know.
Okay. Sure. Perfect. So you step inside Grinner, and what do you do?
Well, I hope Creature's on my tail.
Yep, Creature's in there with you, and you see he's sniffing heavily, and every now and then he.
And I turn to him. I say, "What do you smell? What are you looking at? What do you hear? What do you smell?"
And he guides your eye contact to the files that are on the table that still have some liquid in them.
Okay, and I walk over to them and I smell the liquid.
Okay, and it's potent, not unpleasant. It smells kind of grapefruit juicy.
And I go to Imogen and I call him over and I say, "What do you make of this?"
Grapefruit juice.
Could be.
Again, I'll try a cunning check and just see if it seems familiar.
Okay.
So 12.
Okay. So just smelling it, you think it does kind of smell like lyrium. Lyrium is a type of ore that grows and people use to harness magic. That's what feeds your mana supply is lyrium.
Oh.
It's not red?
No, it's not red.
Interesting.
It looks brown, really.
Okay. Well, interesting. Are there any stoppers nearby?
Yeah. It's
I'm
like
going to...
they're already like files with stoppers on them, like corks.
Perfect. I'm going to take all the vials I can see and put them in my satchel.
So, would this be helpful to me, this lyrium?
Not necessarily, young one.
All right.
From what I remember of lyrium growing up in the Chantry, is it is a very potent and magical crystal, but it is also extremely addictive and can have very dangerous side effects if used in excess. I say for now we keep this safe. Don't dare dive into it until we have to.
Okay, so you know I'm diving into it as soon as he's asleep because I got to try it.
That's why I'm keeping it off. You fucking addict.
Unruly teenager. All right.
Seriously though, but he would know the dangers of lyrium, correct?
Yep. Yeah, he's been preached and lectured on the dangers of them.
So you would think of it
Several
as nowadays heroin, like full out heroin to an
But at the
extent.
same time, it could help, right?
Well, and heroin could make you feel good.
Well,
But
you've
me-
definitely seen mages higher up than you in the order use it.
Yes, but just like jazz musicians use heroin too, doesn't mean it made them talented. Just made them talented.
Jazz music.
Just made them look really cool. No, but I'm gonna take all the vials of what we think might be lyrium for now, and I'm gonna keep them close.
Okay. Yeah. No
How does
problem.
creature react to the lyrium?
Creature, like, he looks disgusted by it, and he just and he
Interesting.
moves closer to the door when you pocket them.
Okay, and I'm gonna do. And he already did a perception, correct? And it was a high perception in this room.
It-
So it was medium.
I'll do my own anyway. Not that I don't trust you, but I don't see anything. I can't even see my own Pekka. Where is it? It's nothing. There's nothing. I cannot see it in this thick dark. I look at Penth in the door and say, Penth, anything going on out there?
Is there?
Yeah.
while you were out there, you heard another.
I heard that. I heard that farting noise again.
I'm sorry. I had beans for lunch. Gross.
All right. Yes, I hear. Which way is that noise coming from, Justin?
Once again, it's hard to place it. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from below, sometimes from above. Mostly, it sounds like it's coming from your right, or sorry, from the east.
Okay.
And I know you're weary about entering here, but we could use your eyes to help look around.
Okay. I slowly creep in, but I'm hugging the back wall.
Okay, so creeping in, you're looking around and roll your perception.
So 12.
Okay, so as you're looking around, your eyes fall on the thrumming machine, and all of a sudden it sparks.
I jump out of the room. Like, you're on your own.
And I say, fine. So what is the machine doing?
Well, you want to inspect it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you move up to the machine, and just getting a closer look, you see that there is glass on the top, a glass pane. And as you wipe the light layer of dust off the top, you look inside, and you see that there is a crystal, a big honkin' lyrium crystal that is glowing and emanating this blue light.
Blue lyrium. How bizarre.
Blue lyrium is the normal color of lyrium.
Isn't it red lyrium?
Red lyrium is the bad stuff.
Oh. But it was brown lyrium that was in the bottle, correct?
Yes, the mix of the potion
Ah,
was
okay.
brown.
So we could still call it relatively evil. Okay.
Because it's brown.
Well, if red is bad and blue is good, brown is probably an amalgamation of the two.
Fair enough. So, Penth, while you're outside, after you close the door and you're recovering from the shock of that spark, you look at the ground and you see that there is a faint trail of something on the ground that the dust has collected on. It doesn't look like the same goop from before, but it looks like it's leading into this room here.
You're a catty cat.
Cat ass for everyone. Cat ass!
Welcome back to Cat Ash Hour, where we show you the nicest cat ashes that we can provide. Mind you, only two of us have cats, so get ready to see a lot of the same ash.
Kitty porn.
No.
That sounds bad. That sounds so much worse than it was. Gotta make sure you accentuate those T's. Kitty porn.
We've crossed into the late night portion of the program.
Yeah, we're talking about kitty porn. Kitty.
Oh boy.
Someone's gonna make a vine of that. I know it.
All
Your
right,
reputation is ruined.
so dust is collected in a trail.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll be ready to share that with the. Well, I'll follow it for a little bit, trying to make some space between me and that room.
Okay. So you go into the other room?
Is that where it goes?
Yeah, it leads right through the
All
door.
right. I open it up and I peek in.
Okay, so peek inside. This room is flickering with blue light.
Oh.
It's not totally lit. And inside you see a form lying on the ground. And in the flashes of blue light, you see that it's wearing what looks to be a white coat of some sort.
Hmm.
He's lying right in the middle of the floor, and it looks like the trail ends at him. And also you see strewn around him are pieces of paper. One second, let me reveal. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I go back to the other door and I call in and I say, I need you two. There's something over here.
All right, and I leave, and I go into that room.
No, I point out the trail on the floor first to them. I say, look, I was following this. It appears to be a trail, and it led me into this room.
So I walk over to that guy and I search him.
Okay, so you step into the room and you don't see what he's talking about.
There's nothing there?
You see a bunch of papers are on the floor, but you
Okay.
don't see any figure lying in the ground. The trail leads to nothing.
And I say that there's no body here. What are you talking about?
I still see the body.
You don't
And
see
I
the
trust
body.
him?
No.
Oh
And
boy,
I go to,
there was a
watch
body.
the area that he was talking about.
Okay, so do a perception check.
Like Ghostbuster glue. From
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11. Okay, so looking around, there's a lot of pieces of paper, and you pick up a few, and you do pick up one that is covering a vial. And inside the vial, it looks like more of this goo, this strange goo.
I take that one too and put it in my satchel.
Okay.
I collect the files, and I say I must be having a vision. I think that that blue spark is affecting me. And I go back to the room and I open the door and I call in to Imogen.
Okay.
I have these papers. What do they mean?
Okay, I'll take a look at them. Do I
Okay.
see the body?
You don't see the body. No.
Okay. So again,
So
I'll see if I can read the papers.
okay, so yeah, looking at the papers, a lot of them it doesn't make any sense to you. A lot of chemical jargon in ancient Tevene, but eventually you do come across a page that talks about what you think is the word for ghost. It talks about something from the Fade that is right in between the Fade and the reality, and when it's right in between like that and not truly formed in either, that's what creates this image. And he's done a lot of research on it, and he's gathered this substance that the whatever it is leaves when it goes back into the Fade.
All right.
Right, so whenever something comes through the Fade and then goes back and is kind of back and forth like that, it leaves this goopy stuff.
Yep.
So I go back to where that goop was down the hall.
What's the name for that goop stuff?
You can do a
vaginal dish.
ectoplasm. Yes, it is ectoplasm.
That too. So I go back to where that the ectoplasm was on the wall when we passed it,
Okay.
and I kind of touch around that wall.
Okay. And are you touching the goo exactly?
No, I want to touch just the wall first.
All right. So it was on the floor, the goo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wall, you don't feel anything. It feels like a wall. It's glass.
All right, then I touch the goo.
Okay. Touching the goo, your finger slips into it. It feels like goo.
What does it smell like?
It smells kind of like the potion, lyrium potion.
Interesting. This
Kind of a similar scent.
ectoplasm reeks of lyrium. It smells so fucking good.
Oh, is there anything else in this room, Justin?
Yes. You guys find a key that has a plus and a circle in the middle, and it's got a weird geometrical shape on it. And it's looking at it, it looks almost dwarven in craft.
Is it
And
any color at all? Is it
it's blue.
okay?
Don't worry, guys. I found it. I found it. The damage reduction.
That's the damage reduction. I get it.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. That's what Jason Randall sent us.
Oh, nice.
He said, "Your
Oh, yeah,
sauce,
thank you,
Dave.
sir.
That's perfect.
Found our damage reduction sauce."
All right.
Or-
So so you guys have a key.
Where was the key? Sorry, it was in the room?
Yeah.
Perfect. What color is it?
It's blue.
Well, because there was the red key and there was the blue key.
Yes, I
There
know.
was
I
red and there was yellow.
Sorry?
You haven't looked at a blue door yet.
I thought the first one we saw was blue. Oh, it was yellow.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Because you asked that right off the bat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at our damage reduction sauce. Yellow. God, what is this? A fucking like Doom level? Where it's like you get the yellow key card, but you need the yellow door.
That's how I can control the page.
There we go. Awesome. Okay.
Well, let's try the big two doors then. If there's nothing else in this room,
Yeah.
Okay, so
we can follow the ectoplasm trail.
well, the ectoplasm trail ended where that body was.
Wasn't there stuff north though? Like when I was walking north, there was ectoplasm.
Yep, to the north, there was ectoplasm right here on the ground,
Hold
and
on.
then the red door is up here, and then the other door. There's another door in the hallway down south, opposite of the red door.
And we've been to both those doors, correct?
You haven't been to the south door yet.
Oh, let's go south. I run down south to see what's up.
Okay, and you do see a blue door.
A blue door. Okay, so we now have a yellow key, or we have a blue key.
You have a blue key.
Okay, so I say, hey, blue key, blue door. Let's open this bitch.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you guys are ignoring the big double door.
For
now.
now, might as well.
Okay, so you make it to the blue door and you stick the key inside. Who's sticking the key in?
I was gonna say, let's do Penth, little guy in the middle, me at the back, creature at the final. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah, but I don't want to turn the key.
I can make creature turn the key.
Eat the key.
He'd eat it?
I think it's a magic key. I don't want to have anything to do with it.
I'll turn it.
It's probably for the.
Because I want to see what's behind the door. How are
I
you
do
not
too,
excited to
Imogen.
see what's behind the door?
I don't mind turning it either, if you're okay with that.
All right, so you guys are turning the key, and it's going to be Imogen?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Don't worry, big guy. I got this one.
all right, give me 2 seconds. Do-do-do-do-do,
So brave.
So brave. How does he do it?
Yes, so brave when he stands next to you, Penth.
Because I'm squishy. I bounce back.
All right. So you turn the key, and the door. You hear mechanisms inside, gears turning and shifting, and it makes another loud noise.
Oh, look, it's kind
And-
of sinking.
Sorry, 1 second. There we go. So it makes another big, loud, racketous noise, and it's reverberating off the whatever's on the other side of the room. And you open the door to see reveal areas. hide areas. And let's move you guys here. Voila. Okay.
Oh,
So,
I see nothing.
I
See a
know.
thin line.
Ah, there's a very thin line.
So you guys were. Oh, come on, reveal areas. There we go. You guys came out of this hallway,
Oh wow.
and you are stepping into another hallway. Now, the blue lyrium line is flickering pretty strongly here, and it goes down to an end here and then turns to the left as you guys are looking down. But then you can't see any further because there's a wall in the way.
So have we like just given up on Renner altogether?
Well, it's an overarching thing. Yeah.
If we bring him back, he's gonna be bones. I feel like we should just go back, and then with all four of us, including the strength of the creature, that we could just live the gate again.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we have to deactivate something in here.
All right.
So if you want, we can try those double doors just to be done with that area.
Sure.
Let's go back and do that before this.
Here, you guys stay here. I'll speed back and do it. I run back and throw open the doors without thinking.
Okay, so the doors swing open, and looking inside, you see a half-circle room, a semicircle. On the far wall, directly across from you, from the doors, you see two massive doors, and there are big chains coming to the front of the door, and it looks like those chains are used to open them, and they are huge. Like I can't stress that enough. They're big doors, and there are two big pillars.
King Kong.
two big pillars on your left and your right, and you also see a desk in the far left corner.
I've seen this movie. Do the words Jurassic Park, are they written across the...
All
Alright, so I take a look at that and I go, and then I shut them again. And I run back and I go, and I run back and I say, there's two giant fucking massive doors and a desk.
Huh. Well, let's go move forward. There's no sense staying here.
Okay.
So let's go down.
This is a pretty remote area. I feel like that would make a nice home office.
I'm in for that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But how are we going to get the furniture in? You know, if you want a new desk.
No,
Speaking
these
of, I
desks
wonder
are
how
pretty-
they got the furniture in.
Start Delta.
Good question.
I never
As
think
you
about
guys-
that in dungeons and things like that. It's like, wait a minute.
As you guys are walking around, no, I did actually give this some thought. You guys see that there's the design is very dwarven almost. Like looking at the key, there's a dwarven element to that, and it looked like whatever built this place, they must have had help from the dwarves.
Maybe it goes further down.
Then let's continue this way.
So as
lead
you
the way.
As you say that, you turn around this corner, and you see a long, 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 long hallway. And it's on the right is a thick wall that is it's cobblestone, about 20 feet up, and then it's just open cavern. And this space opens up into a huge, huge cavern, and you guys are standing on a balcony. Because when you look to your left, when you guys are about here, oops, map layer. When you guys are about here, you guys realize that there is well, I guess a balcony, and you're looking over into a huge dark cavern. And in the middle of the cavern, you guys see there is the only way you can really describe it is a lookout tower.
Jeez.
Wow.
How far down does the tavern go? I mean the cavern. Not the tavern.
The tavern, it's a big cavern.
That's the biggest bar I've ever seen.
It goes down about 30 feet.
Oh. So we can climb down. Okay, that's not too low.
You could 30 feet. I'm trying to picture it right now. Yeah, I guess about 30 feet. 10 basketball nets stacked on top of each other.
10 basketball nets?
Or sorry, 3. 3.
I was gonna say, how the hell is that 30 feet?
They're
How
10
big were
feet.
your
I was
basketball nets?
three feet tall. That's the standard size, right?
Yeah, half your size.
I'm amazing at basketball.
I was gonna say that's why you always won. So is this path? Then we can get to the tower from that path.
Yes. It looks like there is a bridge that leads to the tower, that is over this area. And looking down into the cavern, it's not very well lit down there. Like I said, this area is flickering. You can see the lights around the watchtower, but you can't see down into what is actually in the pits below.
Do you have any mage light, Imogen?
I have a torch.
You don't have anything that goes blim 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 and fills the place with light?
I have a torch.
Fuck, fine. And
Can I just offer? Maybe we should be moving quicker just to get Renner out of there, and we should just be like, if it's not going to help us, we just move along.
I agree. Let's go. I'm gonna go straight to the tower.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to the tower, and as you're getting closer, you see that part of the bridge is broken. There's probably about 8 feet distance that has crumbled away over the years, and you can't just walk up to the tower.
I pick up and throw Imogen.
Okay, so you make your way down the bridge, and something flies through the air at you.
I turn to Creature. What's he doing?
Creature, you see, is looking up and hissing or growling.
Vampires.
Then I jump across the chasm first.
You're going to jump across. It's 8 feet. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to make it a hard difficulty test,
8 feet's
and
not
that
far.
is
Now with
15.
a run.
I'll do
8
it.
feet.
All right, so
I
you're
do
doing
quickly
it.
tie a rope around my tie a rope around my waist.
Midair. No.
And then I do it.
Okay. So jumping.
10, 13, plus what? Dexterity?
Right?
Yeah.
Success.
Okay, so
That's 10, 13, 14, 15 on the dot.
and you got a 6 on the dragon die, which means that you did it really, really well. Do you want to describe it?
I'll let you do that.
Okay, so you take a running jump and you leap over this 8-foot gap, which as you're in the air you realize, oh, it actually is a bit longer than 8 feet, and you just barely make it to the other side, but because you did it so well, you
Dive roll.
dive roll, and you don't fall off the sides. And it's really awesome.
Sweet. So I take the rope off and I hold it tight and I say, quickly, come with me.
Okay, did you attach the rope to something?
No, I
Nobody
figured.
was hanging onto the rope.
No, Pent was. I figured Pent and I will hold it while the little ones come across, meaning the mage and creature, and then I'll just pull you across. Is what I say to you. And basically, all they have to do is just hand over hand across a rope.
And what's your defense?
Me?
Yes.
11.
11. Okay. You feel a sharp pain in your back. And you reach around, I guess, and you feel the shaft of an arrow right in your back.
An arrow. I know these arrows. What does
And
the
you
arrow look
take-
like, actually?
It's
Bloody.
Dwarven, elvish.
It's really hard to tell right now because it's still
I
stuck.
know this blood.
What does this look like? It's really hard to tell because it's stuck in your back right now.
I
So you
pull it
take
out.
4 damage.
Damn it. So that's all covered by armor then.
It's all covered. Oh, okay, nice. So it just sticks in your armor. So you pull it out, and you see it's actually a very unique looking arrow. It's very light, but feels very durable, and you haven't seen anything like it before. It's not
Is it
just
made
a
out of
regular
wood?
arrow. Yep, it's made out of wood.
I put it in my quiver real quick and I say, double time.
Okay, so we are going to we're not going to finish this encounter right now. We're going to save the rest of the encounter for next week, I think.
Sounds good.
All right.
Right across the chasm, but what happens, Justin?
So you are standing at the end of the chasm. You've got this arrow. You put it in your thing. You realize that there is something behind you, but you don't even turn around to look. You just want to get them across as fast as possible. You guys, creature is standing. He's looking all around, and he's baring his teeth. And you guys look up to see something dropping slowly towards you.
Okay, how about this? Instead, if I got shot with an arrow, this is what I would say. I'd turn to them and I'd say, quickly, take Imogen, Penth, get out of here. Creature, jump across. We're going to split the party.
Oh, shoot. Okay. So, I think that's a good place to end. I like it. It's nice and dramatic. We're going to split the party.
But make Creature jump across in like a crazy freeze frame. And then it's like we're standing on either side of the chasm. And then Penth nods and turns away.
And then Eye of the Tiger plays?
I think more like a dramatic, like a no, who will live?
Okay. All right. All right. So, yes, Creature stops growling and jumps across the chasm, and halfway he stops and fades into a sepia tone, and then dramatic music plays in the background.
Like the end of.
Okay, but I would tell Penth to take Imogen back the other way and find a way around, and that we'd meet them another place, especially if there's damage and stuff around here.
Yeah, I don't think I would, but okay. Well, we'll save that for next week. We'll save this argument for next week.
Okay.
So
I kick down the rocks so they all crumble down. You can't fucking come.
So there you have it, session 5. Lots of exploring this time around. We'll do experience quickly with the last 10 minutes that we have.
Cool.
I want to say, first off, we'll do the combat encounters first. The only real combat encounter that we finished was the skeleton one. I wouldn't say it was hard. Do you guys say normal?
Yep.
I wouldn't even really say normal. I'd maybe say
I
easy.
put it as an easy one.
Yeah.
Easy?
Yep.
You guys did kick butt.
How much damage did you take, Chris? Were you in danger?
I did end up taking about 17 damage.
And Harlan, you were only hurting because you were damaged before, right?
Yeah, I didn't even take any damage, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it's like a third of my health.
Yeah. So I think easy to normal.
I'd say normal.
So we'll
Sure
give you
calls.
100. We'll give you 150. Easy to normal. 150 experience each for that encounter. The exploration encounters. There was the first one with, I'm going to say, the interaction with creature. I really liked that, and that was very unexpected. So I'm going to give you guys 200 experience for that encounter, that entire first room. So 200 experience there. And then for the laboratory, I'd say that the laboratory was routine.
What about the riddle? The riddle and the finding the
I
secret.
don't think we get anything for that because I think Justin gave that to us.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you 50 for it because
I had the answer.
you had the answer. You got the ansor.
Watch
But
it.
it was closer to routine than it was.
How much do we get for damage reduction sauce?
Right?
What's his name? Who suggested that?
Jason Randall.
Jason.
I was going to say, give it all to Jason.
I'm giving Jason Randall 200 experience for
It's
the,
like-
the
it's not
damage
as it
reduction sauce.
The points don't matter.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll give Jason Randall some way to spend his experience.
Yeah, for next time. He can dictate one of someone's moves with 200 experience points.
Yeah, there you go. There's an idea. He just makes you jump off the cliff.
And he kills himself.
Save yourself!
And lastly, for role-playing, I thought that today was, I think, the best role-playing session that we've had. You guys were pretty much just the three of you. There wasn't too much with other characters, and I felt like you guys were all your characters, especially at the beginning when you're talking about how you felt in relation to Gil and Renner. So I'm going to give you guys 185 experience. 186. I think I gave you 185 the first time.
186.
186.
Okay.
You can take or leave that one experience if you're OCD.
You don't let that one go.
It does bother
Let
me.
that go, yeah. All right, so the total is... Did you guys do the math?
Yeah, we're now at 2991.
2991. 2991. And that puts you guys at...
2991. I
Yeah.
have 2976.
Did I do that wrong?
150 plus
Should be-
200 plus 186 is 356.
There's another 50.
There's a 50 in there.
No,
Oh.
it should be 586. That's what I've
Right.
Oh,
got.
what was the
Yeah,
other
586.
What was the other 54? I missed that.
50 for the riddle.
Okay. Yeah, 2991. Yeah.
Okay. Easy 150, normal 200, 186 role play.
What about bonus for me and Imogen starting to work together as friends and shaking hands?
That is definitely included in the role play bonus.
Perfect.
And you
I'm
guys
gonna give myself 4 points for that, so I'm at an even number. Can you give us 4 points for something?
Four
For at least
points.
2995.
Why can't you have an uneven number?
It bothers me.
I
don't
thought
know.
it might bother someone at least.
Let it go.
Well, it would definitely bother me.
Let it go.
For experience,
Oh no. She wants creature.
for creature,
Jason wants creature.
he wants to play as creature. Or
I think he
wants
just
him?
wants him. Creature is mine.
You can't have him. Creature's his own creature.
He's his own man.
Okay, for experience for
Oh, I'm just
for
kidding.
experience for going to Gil and asking for Gil's opinion.
Nice. I thought that was a good move, actually.
Yeah.
I thought, why didn't we ask him?
Mm-hmm.
And he did have some pretty good ideas. There, 2995. So much better.
There you go.
Excellent. All right.
You guys can take that one too. Yeah.
Of course.
Nope, I refuse it.
Don't refuse. Don't gift a horse in the face.
Sweet.
All right. So
Just verbally. I'm writing it down. I'm just refusing it verbally.
that brings us to the end of this game. Thank you so much for watching again. And again, thank you for being here, hopefully every time, or at least watching some of our previous videos. Next week, if all goes to plan, we will be again continuing this game to part 6. Last week we ended up doing a zombie one because we couldn't all make it. Feel free to watch that, and if you want to catch up for next week, watch those as well. We also have a ton of other videos on our YouTube channel, such as gameplay first impressions and things like that. Please check them out and like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. We also have Twitter, as you guys know, at INVICTUS Stream. Other than that, I want to thank the players, and most of all, Justin, for doing such a fantastic game and keeping us all interested and enthralled in his diverse world of non-vampires. And for getting a haircut, frankly. Not that he needed it, he just always looks better with the shortest hair.
He is a good-looking man.
He is.
Thank you guys.
But let's be honest, I
Thank you
think
too much.
we're all pretty good looking. Look at Mike. Look at that guy. Look at this. Just a beautiful man. He's got these piercing blue eyes. Look at Chris. He's just so gorgeous. He's just got something about him. And I'm Jewish, so that works for me. But
I don't know
anyway,
if you know this. It's GM Day, so all the compliments should be directed towards me.
it is GM Day. You are correct. And again, thank you, our GM. Again,
Thanks to Jason for keeping us on track and
I was just about to say, and
giving
thank you
the heroes
to
a hand.
Jason, our dedicated viewer, to give us suggestions. Please check out next week. I'm always watching the Twitter, so if you have suggestions, I think you should be able to use that 200 XP for a suggestion along the road, maybe directly to the GM to give him something to throw into the mix, or maybe create a character or something like that for fun. Why the hell not? And again, any other viewers watching this afterwards, thanks so much. Please watch us next week, and if you have any questions or anything like that, let us know. Or control at least one action, as he just suggested. That works too. Thank you again. See you guys soon, and cheers.
Good night.
Thank you.